Oh, yeah. Oh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. Or maybe you're watching this on just my main page, Jake Tyler. What's up, everybody? Welcome in, my dudes. Welcome to the channel. I already said that. How we doing this week? I know. It's November. Ugh. The worst month out of the entire year for horror fans. But that's okay, because we still have a lot of fun horror things to talk about this month. Like It's a Wonderful Knife that came out today. We have Thanksgiving next week, and then we have real Thanksgiving the week after that. So we have a lot to talk about, my friends. I'm very excited to get into all of it. How are we doing? I've been on break for a week. I'm so excited to talk with all of y'all. I missed you. I missed all of y'all. Everyone, every single one of you, and I can see every single one through the camera. I can. I promise I can. I swear that's a thing I can do. Terry P is with us. What's up, Terry P? Saying, I'm making a Easter horror fan film, so don't think about taking my idea. I've been planning on this for 3 years. I won't. I promise, Terry P. I hope it's fucking awesome, whatever it ends up being, though. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dog. Good stuff, good stuff. Louis Tango is saying, let's hope it's not the final one for talking about Scream 7. I hope that the killer gets away at the end of this one to lead up to the next one. They never done that before. I agree, Louis. That'd be pretty fucking cool. I haven't seen that done before. I'm into it. I want to see something like that, though. I want to see them try something ambitious. And you know, if you're reading this right now and you're just like, I don't know if that would work. Cool, but let's not do something that we already know will work, because then it's just doing something from the past. And I don't want that. I don't want another Scream 2. Scream 6 is kind of already that. I want something new. I want something fresh. I want something we haven't seen. I want to sink my teeth into something that I just haven't before. I've had the bread. I've had the soup. I've had the salad. Now I want, and the entree. Now I want the dessert. You know, I don't want another fucking entree. I'm stuffed at this point. It's a really bad analogy, but Wrestling God is saying, I don't think this is the end of the Scream franchise. Jake, I think we will get Scream 8 next year. You know, I hope so. That would be great. But it seems like we're only doing like 3 of these bad boys at a time. I mean, you know, what I'm thinking is Scream 7, it's the final chapter. This is it. This is going to be the final thing. And then, of course, like, you know, 5, 6, 7 years later, we'll get an 8. We will. We probably will. But, you know, are we going to get Scream 8 immediately back to back after Scream 7? I don't know. You know, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I will say there are factors in this next film that could indicate something like that. I mean, let's say Scream 7 makes like $200 million. Then we're on a crazy uptick from 140 million, 169 million Scream 6 made. Let's say 180 million, you know, this next one makes. Okay, well, yeah, then maybe Scream 8 will happen. But I think if it goes down or stays about the same, probably won't see a Scream 8 for a little while. I hope we get a Scream 8. That would be really cool. And you're also talking about Matthew Lillard was in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. He teased that he always comes back. Yes, that's what William Afton always says at the end of these bad boys. I think he'll be back. I think for sure. I don't think he'll be back in Scream, but I do think he'll be back in Five Nights at Freddy's. For sure. For sure with that, Wrestling God. That's something we can agree on. And I dig it. I love it. Good stuff. I did really enjoy, I don't know if I really enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's, but I did really enjoy seeing Matthew Lillard in a horror movie again. That was great. So I'm excited to see the next one. I'm excited to see what else they do with that franchise, because there's going to be another one. Come on. Come on now. Horror Tori saying, Sydney. I did a little video on old Sidney Prescott today, so check that one out. Fun little video talking about I tried to give I tried to show both sides of the argument about bringing Sidney back to be the focus of Scream 7, and I saw a lot of comments that made a lot of really good points. I was like, oh yeah, these are great points. Good points on both sides of the argument for sure. But I'm kind of like, I could see it. I could see one more story with Sidney Prescott. I could see it. I think there's something set up right now in the background that I kind of touch on in that video that could totally work. So who knows? Who knows what they end up doing? Gunner said, you just got done with opening night for your musical you're in. Very exciting stuff. You've never been so stressed in your life. I remember doing high school theater, man. It was stressful. It was really stressful. You know, you got 200 people looking at you while you're singing and dancing on stage. It's like, I don't like this at all. This is freaky. So good on you though, Gunner. Facing your fears and just doing it. Because that's the best way. That's the best way to do it. Overcome all that shit and just make it happen. That's the best. I love it. RJ Skorenki I love that last name. Saying, feeling a little under the weather tonight, recovering from a chest congestion, and all ready to talk some Scream 7. Well, I'm so sorry, my dude. Get that Vicks Vapor Rub or whatever on the chest, if that's something you're into. I hate the smell of that stuff so bad, but if that's something you're down for, you go for it. You make yourself better, my friend. Whatever you got to do, make it happen. I love it. And yes, the actors' strike is over now, so please bring back Scream. Yes, it is. Congratulations to our actors who finally got a very good deal after, what was it, like 121 days? Is that what it was? A ridiculous amount of time to be on strike. I'm just very happy for everyone a part of SAG-AFTRA and, of course, the WGA. It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. We're moving forward as a as a society with film and all that. It makes me very happy. Lollipop Sanchez is here. What's up? What's up? How's it going? Welcome in. Love the Stu profile picture. Ghostface95 saying rewatched Scream 3 again yesterday. Nice. And this is the only movie in the franchise I love even more every time I watch it. I think Scott Foley's performance was great. Scream 3 is a lot of fucking fun, man. I just rewatched it recently because I got the Steelbook. It is a fun time. It is a fun time from start to finish for sure. I really do enjoy that one. TJ Sanders is with us as well saying, what's up? What's up, TJ? How's it going? You're looking spiffy, my dude. Spiffy as fuck in that profile picture. I dig it. What's up, dog? How you doing? Slasher Studios is saying, how's it going, Jake? It's going. It's going, Ice 9 Kills. It is going. I love it. I'm hanging out. I'm vibing. I just got off my break, so I'm full of energy. I don't feel burnt out anymore, which is good. I'm about to go nuts this weekend with videos, though, so I might be burnt out again. But hey, you know what? I don't care. I love this shit. It's so much fun. I can't help it. I can't stop making videos. It's so much fun. Jason Carpenter has been a member for 9 months. Holy shit. You could have a baby in that time, Jason. Thank you for being a member, man. I really do appreciate you. Saying, Jake, I'm on vacation, drinking wine and watching Halloween Kills. That's a vibe, dude. I did that like a couple of days ago. I was also drinking wine watching Halloween Kills. Yes, hell yes. Awesome, man. That's fantastic. I'm so happy. I hope you're enjoying your vacation and especially enjoying that wine with some Halloween Kills. It's a good mix, my dude. Enjoy yourself. Where are you at, Jason? If you want to tell the entire internet that right now. I don't know. If you do, throw it out there. And you know what? Jason is asking a question that I've been meaning to say for a long time now. Jason is saying, Jake, are you going to smoke dope now since it's legal in the state of Ohio? Yes, I'm going to smoke dope for the first time ever in my entire life, and I have never done it before, ever. Nope, that never happened. But yes, it's legal here now. It is legal in Ohio, which is completely insane. Yeah, I guess I can openly talk about pot now, which is kind of crazy. So, cool. That's pretty sick. So yeah, just became legal in Ohio. That goes into effect, I think, in December at some point. I can't remember, but it's coming up. We made it happen. Go Ohio. Bobby's saying, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Chilling? Killing? I dig it, man. Thanks for being here, Bobby. I see the new profile picture, too. Badass. Little evolution. The not Ghostface, of Billy the Puppet. Lollipop is saying, stop saying it's the final chapter. Dude, I'm telling you, they're going to market it that way. I don't think it's actually going to be the final chapter, but they're going to market it that way. It's going to put butts in seats. People are going to be like, it's the final chapter. Holy shit. Okay, sorry. I got really excited. No, but seriously, they're totally going to do that. Oh man. They're going to do that as soon as possible, man, because it's going to get people in seats. It's going to get people in seats, man. You'd be like, this is it for Scream? I gotta see this. The Sloth King Chase is with us tonight. What's up? How's it going, dog? Salute the king. Welcome in, King of the Sloths. We respect you here. Game T is with us. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up to Noah, too? How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in, Game T and Noah. Thanks for being KillJoy cult members. Well, to Noah specifically. Ellen M91 is saying, nice question. Yeah. What a good question. Welcome in, Ellen. How you doing? Tanya Holt saying, hey, Jake, so happy you are back. Thank you so much, Tanya. That's so sweet. We're hanging out. We're talking a little Scream. We're vibing. I love it. Thanks for being here, Tanya. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Melissa saying, hey, Jake, what's up, Melissa? How you doing? Welcome to the Scream Stream, where we cream. Anyway, Lollipop is saying, bro, LOL, I don't know why you're also live on another channel. I am. Yes, so great question. Let's talk a little bit about that. I am live over on the Jake Tyler channel, where you might not be able to super chat anything over there yet, but I do need some watch time on that page before I start making my food reviews stuff. So go drop into the live stream over there maybe if you want. Or don't. I don't care. But yeah, I'm live over there because I need some watch time. Gotta get that channel monetized, and then food reviews are going up hopefully later this month. So I'm excited for it. But yes, that is why I'm live over there, if you are confused about all that crazy shit. Blucka saying we're joining the Panderverse. That South Park special was fucking hilarious, man. Oh my God. What a what a special. Juliana Smiley's with us. What's up, Smiler Clan? How's it going? Happy Friday, Jake. Mom and Sophia said hi. Hello. Hello, entire Smiler Clan. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you guys are excited for for November horror. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the horizon. It's a Wonderful Knife seems pretty fun too. Might be a fun one. I still haven't seen it, but I'm excited for it. Perry's with us too. What's up, Perry? How's it going? Hey, Jake, hope you had a great break. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It was a good break. Got some time to chill out and vibe and watch some movies. I watched all 6 of the Scream movies again. It was a lot of fun. And I had a lot of thoughts about the franchise. Just going through, like, you go through a franchise like back to back to back, with every movie. I just did the same thing with Saw. And you do that, and then you're like, whoa, like, so many things I didn't realize that connect from each movie. You don't realize that all the time. There was a few things I noticed even between like Scream 4 and Scream 5 that was like, oh, that's a really nice connection. A lot of fun stuff, man. I don't know. Maybe every time I go through that franchise, every time I go through like Saw or Scream or Halloween, I always have something new that I'm like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about this the last time I watched it or whatever. And Scream 5 especially really opened up some gateways in the mind. I had a bunch of electricity going on in there, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of why I expressed some new opinions, I guess, in today's video that I think were kind of fun. So check it out. It kind of recaps some of the things I was thinking about this past week. So I don't know. It's a fun video. I really enjoyed making it. So check it out. Gangster Bro is saying, Jake, would you rather see a slasher film for Homelander, Venom, or Darth Vader? All non-horror but terrifying villains. Ooh, Homelander, I would say, is horror though, my friend. Terrifying villains, especially in a mature setting. I would love to see Homelander done in like a slasher film, something like that. I mean, I know we kind of, Brightburn is kind of that, right? But something like that, but just done better. Is that a hot take? I like the concept of Brightburn, but I just don't know if it was like fully executed to the best of its ability. I don't know. I'm not as crazy about the story on that one. But I love the concept. I love the idea of making Superman basically a slasher villain. That's sick. So like something like Homelander in something like that would be really cool. I'd be totally down for that. But Venom is also a very sick concept. A symbiote taking over your body and running around killing people. What I will say is there is kind of a horror movie like that called Upgrade that no one fucking talks about, and it makes me sad. Go watch Upgrade. That is your homework tonight. It is so good. It is a modern horror masterpiece in my opinion that no one talks about. Most underrated horror film from the 2010s, bar none. Hot take. Hot. Off the presses take. Ashley S., what's up, dog? Welcome in. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member. Appreciate you. Thanks for listening to this sweaty guy scream at you for the next 3 hours. Yurdy G is saying, bro, are you going to Horror Hound in Cincinnati? When is it? I'll try to get down there. Me and Yurdy G had a fucking blast at Scarefest a couple weeks ago. It was a very good time. I'll try to make it down, man. Try to make it down. Lighting Ghost is saying, I thought you were taking a break for the rest of the year. Oh, no, just a week. Did I say the rest of the year? Holy shit. But glad you're back. My life is complete again. Oh, Lighting Ghost. Oh, so sweet. So sweet. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for being here, man. No, just taking a week off. If I took the rest of the year off, I would be so broke. I would be on the streets crying myself to sleep. But no. I would just took a week off to kind of collect myself. I'm spending the rest of the year working on this page, monetizing my other page, just doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of crazy stuff. But we're getting it going. We're making it happen. Bluck is saying Jake was going to review a movie, but then he got high, and he was going to load up the live stream, but then he got high. Now his whole day is messed up, and he knows why. I can't remember. How does it fucking go? Cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause I got high. Doo-doo-doo, boop, boop. Watch the whole stream just get taken down. It's like, no, stop. You can't say anything copyrighted. No fun. No fun for you. Jason Carpenter's throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, Jason. Saying, hell yeah, Jake. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Nice. Okay. That's what's there to do in San Antonio? Fuck yeah, dude. I don't know what you're doing, but I hope you're having fun, man. San Antonio. Okay. I guess what's there to do there? Drink some wine and watch Halloween Kills. Fuck yeah, man. Well, I hope you're having a great time. Hope you're having a great vacation, man, and enjoy yourself. Clearly you are. So thanks for the $2, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Bobby's saying, I'm great, homie. Miss the horror talks. Hell yeah. Hope you've been good, and I need to see a Fat J on stream here soon. Well, it'll, like I said, it'll be legalized in early December, so maybe. I don't know. Am I that chaotic? Like, do I do something that chaotic? I would probably lose subscribers, I imagine, but would I do something like that? Probably. I don't care. Tanya Holt is saying, I'm truly concerned about the next Scream. I am too. I feel like they need to bring something never done before. We need to see Sydney, Mark, and the kids finally, instead of just hearing about them. I agree with all of that. Basically what I said in my video today was, I feel like they set that up in Scream 5 to go somewhere with that. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily, like, it was in your face, like, this is going somewhere. It's not like a Marvel movie, you know, where it's like, oh, we're here, post-credits scene that sets up the next thing. It was nothing like that. But I look at Scream 5 again after rewatching it, and I notice how the introduction for all the legacy characters introduces a new facet to all of them. Dewey, for instance, is a retired cop living in a trailer park. You can get pretty much all of that from his first scene. You can get everything you need to know about Sidney Prescott in that first scene. And Gale Weathers on the morning show. It all kind of happens back to back to back. It's really fast. And it's like, ooh, that's really cool. I love that. So for me, it's like we kind of made a whole movie in Scream 6 surrounding this idea of Gale Weathers in New York City. I think you can kind of look at that whole film as being like, as that being the seed and then something built around it with the entire core 4 being the focus, you know, and a lot more things around that. Why not do the same thing for Sidney Prescott and her family, which has also been set up for the 7th film? If 5 was Dewey's movie, 6 was kind of Gale's movie, arguably, and then 7 being Sidney's movie, that would make sense. So I'd be down. I'd be down for a Sidney's family-focused Scream, as long as they do something like what Tanya's talking about here, where they do something we've never seen before with the killer. That would be fun. Because you're hitting on something familiar, but you're also hitting on something fresh, too. You can't just be like, yeah, let's rest on our laurels and do exactly everything we've already done before in the past. That would suck. And especially if Sidney's going to be the focus, you got to give me a reason for why, man, because we have seen a lot of killers go after Sidney Prescott. I want to see something fresh. I want to see a new kind of killer going after Sidney and her family. Make the family be part of the reason the killer wants to go after her and her family. But don't make the motive be, oh man, my family got ruined somehow, because that's like the majority of the Scream killers. Please don't do that. But if you got to have family be a part of it, if you're, I guess every Scream fan is a bit of a Dom Toretto. That's okay. I'm kidding. But if you got to have that family element to it, then yeah, there you go. Have Sidney and the family be the focal point. Just don't have the motive be anything to do with family. That it's possible. We can do that. We can make that happen. Oh man. That's what she said, is saying, Jake, I didn't know you were going to do a live stream. I missed some of it. It's all good. We just started. We're only 18 minutes into this shit. It's going to get fucking nuts from here on out. Thanks for being a channel member, my friend. Appreciate you. Scott Royston is saying, hey, Jake, hugs, buddy. Hugs to you too, Scott. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you. And thanks for being a cult member as well. JT is saying, much love from Ohio. Hell yes. Also, rank them from worst to first. Ghostface, Jason, Michael Myers, Billy the Puppet, Art the Clown, and Leatherface. So for me, I love that goofy little guy, Art. He's at the top of my list. I would probably put, Ghostface is a lot of people, so I'm putting Ghostface under that. Jason and Michael, pretty much the same in my book. I'm right next to each other. I think I like Leatherface just a little more than both of them. Fuck that stuff. No, you know what? I'm going. This is so tough. Art the Clown, Ghostface, Michael Myers, Jason, Leatherface, Billy the Puppet. And I only put Billy the Puppet at the bottom because he's just a puppet. He's literally just a puppet. Like if John Kramer was in the mix, different story. But we're talking about the puppet that he plays with. Billy the Puppet's never killed anybody. John Kramer technically has. So that's my reasoning there. But JT, appreciate you, man. Much love to you. Thanks for being here, dog. Joey XYZ is saying, what did I miss? Some sweaty guys screaming at you for 20 minutes. So get ready for another 2 hours of that shit. Oh, man. Best part of Bluck is talking about the new South Park special. Best part of the Pandaverse is that the next set? Yes. The next set of Disney projects literally repeat the biggest meme of that episode. Yeah, we're not going to say that. But very funny nonetheless. I really loved the commentary in that episode. I thought it was really funny. Because it hits on both sides of that argument, and I thought that South Park is always very slick with that. It's very, very interesting stuff. I've been watching South Park for way too long. way too much of my life has been spent watching South Park. And have I watched Gen V yet? I have not. I did not get around to it, but I swear to God, I'm gonna watch it soon. Because apparently you got to watch it to see the next season of The Boys. So I got to check that out. Got to make that happen. Jake, go on your phone and search for the Stab 3 holiday horror trailer. I will as soon as this stream is done, my friend. I promise. We got some more shit to get to, though. Lightning Ghost is throwing $5 out there saying Saw. Thank you so much, by the way. Saw is a wonderful. Is what? I read that wrong. Sorry. Saw It's a Wonderful Knife last night, and it was pretty fun. Heavily Scream vibes, dope kills, but the twist was okay. Wish Justin Long was in it a bit more. 7 out of 10. Very nice. I'm going to be watching it as soon as possible because there was not a whole lot of showings around me. I was like, damn, thought there was going to be more showings for this one, but I think it's going to be on Shudder at some point too, so I do want to check that out soon. I really don't have to drive. I had to drive an hour for one movie once, and I didn't even end up doing a review on it. And I was just like, damn, I could have spent that time making videos and shit. So I don't drive too far for movies anymore, but I will check this one out as soon as possible. Because I'm hearing very mixed reviews on it. I'm hearing some people really like it, some people don't. So I'm excited to give it a watch, check it out. Lightning Ghost, thanks for the $5 though, man. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you. I'm excited to see that one though. I'm hearing things on both sides, and I think that's so interesting. I love when a movie gets mixed reviews. I know some people are like, oh, well, this movie was amazing. It should have gotten good views or whatever. But to me, I love when a movie gets mixed reviews because that means it's saying something. That means it's saying something that is pushing some boundaries or does something that a certain group may not like or for whatever reason. I like that. I like movies that push boundaries. So I'm very excited to see what this one's all about. I dig it. TJ Sanders was saying, can't forget Chucky on that list. Ooh, where would Chucky rank on my slasher list? I really like Chucky. I think Chucky's really creative because he's not just like a possessed doll. You know, there's so much more to him than just that. Damn, that stuff. I think Chucky's more interesting than Jason and Leatherface, I would say. I don't think he goes above Michael Myers for me personally, because Michael is he's an interesting fella. He's an interesting boy. He does some weird shit, so I do enjoy that. Devon S is saying we should have multiple active ghost faces. Give us some real Scream 2 mixed with 4 edge of the seat good music score this go around. Tie up all loose ends, whatever they could be. Give us a cliffhanger. See, I was down for the cliffhanger from Scream 6 because I knew Scream 7 was going to happen. It's no surprise that we got a Scream 7. Come on. I wanted the cliffhanger there, but I'm with you in the point where I want loose ends tied up. You know what I mean? I want those tied up and all figured out by the end. If we were to do a cliffhanger from 6 to 7, that would have been fun. But I don't know if we're going to get a Scream 8, you know? What if we get a cliffhanger and then they don't do another one? And the only reason I say that too is because the majority of these requels, which VHS is currently breaking that at the moment, so keep that in mind. The majority of these new requel movies are just doing 3 of them. That's it. We're doing 3, then we're done, and then I don't know, maybe we'll do some more in the future. But as of right now, we're just doing trilogies. So that has me worried about what is next to come from this franchise. Is this going to be it for a little while? So if we do a cliffhanger, will that get resolved? Will we do a 2-parter maybe? I don't know. I'd be down for it, but they got to announce that first, I feel, before they just give us a cliffhanger. And it's what? Well, what if this never gets resolved? What if this is the end of the story and we never know what's to come? So I don't know. I'm totally down for a cliffhanger as long as we get confirmation that there's more to come. That's my rule of thumb with all that. But I dig it. I dig that a lot, my friend. What else is going on? Bluck is saying the Marvels got mixed reviews, and let me tell you, that might be the worst Marvel movie ever made. I refuse to believe anything could be worse than Thor: Love and Thunder, man. That was I almost walked out. I was like, I can't believe this is I can't even believe what I'm watching right now. I didn't mind the first Captain Marvel. I didn't think it was that bad. A lot of people were like, this is the worst movie ever, and I'm like, it's all right. I wasn't blown away by it or anything, but I kind of wanted to see this one, but I'm also kind of just done with Marvel, man. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I was like, that's good. I'm happy with that. That was a lot of fun. But now I'm just kind of done with Marvel. I'll see the Avengers movies when they come out and Deadpool 3 next year, but I don't know. It's like homework. It's like homework watching Marvel stuff now. It's like, oh my God. Every time I watch a new movie, I'm just like completely lost at a certain point. Cause I'm like, oh, well, I needed to see like 7 series and 100 more movies before this. I'm like, I don't know, man. I respect what I will say is I respect the people who have been with it since the beginning and still have seen just every Marvel property. I don't know how you do it, but I respect you. I respect it. I couldn't do that personally, but damn, it's awesome. It's awesome stuff. Ashley S is saying, I hate when someone calls me during a live stream. I used to get calls during live streams. I don't anymore though, and it makes me kind of sad. And have I started Yellow Jackets yet? I caught up on a lot of movies this past week. I'm going to be completely honest. I think on the last stream I did, I said, oh, I'm going to watch all these shows. I didn't get around to any of the shows. I caught up on a bunch of movies, and I did like a bunch of just weird like personal stuff that I've just been putting off for a long time this past week, and I kind of did nothing else. I'm going to be so real with you. I've been so like at 100% like max capacity doing shit all the time. I vegged out and I just did nothing. There was, I think Tuesday this past week, I laid in bed for like 6 hours in the middle of the day and I was like, wow, I have nothing to do for the first time in like 3 years. This is so weird. What do I do with myself? I don't even know. It's crazy. No, but I'm going to watch these shows eventually. I want to check them out. I want to start covering some more TV shows too. I feel like I'm missing out. Not covering like Yellow Jackets, Gen V, The Chucky Show, trying to catch up on all these things. But oh my God, I don't know when people have time to watch shows. Like it's just such a bigger commitment than a movie. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Slasher Studios is saying nothing to do with horror, but did you see the Inside Out 2 teaser trailer? It was good. Looks better than the first one. I heard that it broke a record. It broke a record to the degree of like it's like one of the biggest trailers for a new animated movie from Disney or something like that. I have not seen it yet, but I'm excited. Might be fun. I don't even remember the first one. I saw it like a long time ago. Genuinely no memory of it. Like nothing stood out from that one to me. Just from memory. I think I saw it when it came out, and man, I haven't rewatched it since. But I'll have to check it out. I'll look into this one for sure. I gotta rewatch that first movie. I don't remember it. Like Pixar movies, I have a pretty good memory with. I have seen a lot of those. I think that's Pixar, right? I don't even know that. This is a horror channel, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony from Child of the Corn is here, throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Saying, going to It's a Wonderful Knife tonight. Nice. Very good stuff. Hell yes. Enjoy, my friend. It's a slasher, so it should be fun and right up your alley too. Tell me what you think. I'm gonna check it out at some point this weekend if I have some time. I don't want to. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any screenings like near me, which sucks. I might have to drive a bit to go check this one out, but I just might do it. I just might. I don't know. I'm feeling saucy this weekend, so who knows? I had some plans get canceled tomorrow, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I actually could go. I could make the trip. But Anthony, thanks for the $2, man, and enjoy the movie. I hope it's fun. Hope it kicks ass. It's from Michael Kennedy, too, guys. This is the Freaky dude. And I'm not talking this dude is freaky. No, I'm saying this dude wrote the movie Freaky. And I really like that one. Freaky was a lot of fun. That scene with Vince Vaughn is, and you know the scene. You know what I'm talking about. So fucking funny. I was cracking up. And the kills in that movie were super vicious, too. So if the kills and comedy are anything like that film, here should work. I'm excited. Ooh. I'm excited. I'm so excited to be streaming right now. Oh, man. Okay. Tiara Joseph is saying, Jake, this is important. You have to check out that Stab 3 holiday horror trailer. They make the Stab movies. They make the Stab movies. Oh, are you talking about I know the guy that makes the Stab movies. Is that what you're talking about? Do they have a new trailer for that? Because I know I've heard of this before. I know there's a dude that like makes all the Stab movies like on his YouTube page and stuff. It's fucking sick. If that's what you're talking about, like he has a trailer for a new fan film or something that he's making. That's really cool. I've seen a lot of people like over the past like month or so say that on my page. They're like, oh dude, there's a new Stab website or something. I'm like, I looked it up. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So maybe it's like a YouTube thing. I'll have to look into this, Tiara. Very good stuff. Jake plays Ghostface in Scream 7. God, I wish. Somebody call Christopher Landon. Someone make that happen. That would be awesome. Bluck is saying you should check out the new Ryan Gosling trailer, The Fall Guy. Is it like a Fall Guys animated movie based on the video game starring Ryan Gosling? That would be awesome. No, probably not. But it looks like a comedic action version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Hollyweird. Cool. Okay. I'll look into it. Very badass. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was so much fun. I love that movie. Whew. Ashley S. is saying, I'm finally seeing the new Insidious movie tonight. Very nice. Enjoy. It's on Netflix. I don't know where else it is, but enjoy. Have a good time with that. I really did not. I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it. It was very middle of the road. I was a little disappointed because this is a movie I was waiting for like a long time, and I just felt like, I don't know. I really like the first 4 Insidious movies, even though I think the fourth one, the third and the fourth one are like a little weird. But I don't know. I really do enjoy all of them before that one. This is the first one where I just kind of felt like a little underwhelmed. But check it out. Tell me what you think. I'm curious. I'm always curious to hear what everyone's got to say. So give me the full scoop after you watch it. Scott Walker saying, hi, Jake. How's it going, my friend? It's going fantastic. How are you, Scott? I know who's going to return for Scream 7. 100% do believe Stu and Sydney will return to the final movie. We can see them finally have the final battle. But why? Like, what? What? 100% you believe this? Do you have some evidence, Scott? I want to hear it. I want to hear if you've done some research, some detective work out there. You're looking for clues, like the Mystery Gang or characters in a Scream film looking for Ghostface. Tell me all about it. I'm curious. If you have any theories, I want to hear theories with evidence backing it up, because that's the kind of shit that I'm all about. It gets my nipples wet. Anyways, Ashley S. is saying, I'm excited that I'll be able to see Thanksgiving in the theater. Nice. Badass. I am very excited for it. I can't wait to see it in the theaters either. We're getting that next week away. And I don't know. I'm just hyped. That one's going to be fun. And also, speaking of that, Slasher Studios is saying It's a Wonderful Knife is showing in Niles, Ohio, about an hour from Cleveland. Try that out. Or one in Boardman. So I go to this theater in Valley View, Ohio, which is like, that's usually where they have like the early releases for stuff. And like, I gotta move, that's a drive for me. So when I go out there, usually it's just like, it's for special occasions. I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, if I post a video of It's a Wonderful Knife, it'll probably get 500 views. And, that's tough. There's a part of me that's like, well, what if I just wait until it comes on Shudder, But I do want to see it. Like, I'm excited for it, but I also don't want to drive like an hour to, don't want to drive an hour to see it right now on a month where like, I'm going to be broke this entire month pretty much. So I'm just like trying to save gas, trying to save money right now and stuff. So at some point though, I'm going to get around to it and post a review. I'm just trying not to use try not to use most of my gas tank this month. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see that one for sure. Noah Atkinson is saying, hey, Jake, please hear me out on this. I always do, Noah. I always do. Scream 7 should be released on March 14th of 2025. You actually might be fucking spot on with that, with some new information we got today. With a runtime of 167 minutes. Jesus, is Martin Scorsese directing this? With a tropical setting in Miami, Florida with their own vacation. That's damn. I don't know, a 3-hour Scream film. People were complaining about Terrifier 2 being too long, man. But damn, a 3-hour Scream film. I mean, I'd be into it. You want to talk about making nipples wet? There you go. But damn, I'd be into it though. I'd be down for a 3-hour Scream film. I don't know if the general audience would be, but I would be. Scott Royston has gifted 5 KillJoy Jake memberships. Thank you so much, Scott. You're the fucking best. To TJ Sanders, King Parham, May Ann, Matt M, and Denisha Lane. Thank you so much, my dudes. Y'all the best. Specifically you, Scott. I said y'all, but I meant you. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate that, man. Scott's saying, how could you put Art the Clown over Michael Myers? I just love that silly little fella. He's just a goofy little guy running around, having a good time, killing people, chopping them up. How can I not like him? What's not to like? What's not to like about that goofy fella? No, but seriously, I'm very biased with the Terrifier stuff. I'll just be real. I love Art the Clown so much. I'm so inspired by Damien Leone and his story and the rise and all that. I think it's just so fucking awesome. Guy put in the work and made it happen. He created a horror icon. I think that's really special. And to be so close to that, I think that's why Art the Clown will always be my favorite slasher, I think. just for that reason. I don't know. It's sweet. It's fucking sick that we're living at the height of like a horror icon right now. And like, I can't really say that about too many other times in my life. That wasn't really a thing, you know, and then like the 2010s, we didn't really have a whole lot of icons like Pennywise, I guess. But, you know, that was, I don't know. I mean, it's one of the biggest horror movies ever. And I really do like it and It Chapter 2. But compared to some of the slasher villains from the past and stuff, I just prefer them. I love Bill Skarsgård. He's amazing. But, you know, I think there's better horror movies out there. And that's okay. I do love the It movies, though. They're very fun. Very fun movies, for sure. Perry Moberg's throwing $5 out there. Thank you for the support, my friend. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Perry. Saying, do you think a Creep 3 will ever happen? Recently watched the first one again. So good. Ooh. I did a video on this a long time ago, like a very, very long time ago. And I was talking a little bit about how like Creep 3, basically Mark Duplass and I can't remember the other guy's name, but the two guys that like make those movies, the titular Creep and the director, they were kind of talking about, they had this idea that they were tossing around in like 2020 about a Creep 3, and then, 2020 fucking happened. And also I think they were saying something about the script not necessarily being where they wanted it to be, but a Creep 3, they have ideas for it. You know, there's ideas being pitched back and forth about it. So I imagine that we will get this at some point, especially with horror being on this upswing right now. Everything's getting a sequel. Doesn't matter what it is. It's getting a sequel. Oh, Pumpkinhead? Yeah, we're doing a new one of those. Salem's Lot, a movie that most people probably haven't seen. We're doing another one. Fuck it. I love this. Like, I'm not complaining. I hope that this doesn't come off as me complaining. I'm very excited that all these weird fucking movies are getting continuations. Like Orphan. Who expected the Orphan prequel to be good? It was actually really fun. I was like, damn, this was a blast. I'm so happy this exists. So for me, I'm very excited for any new continuations to past horror favorites, especially that original Creep is just like found footage gold. It looks like one of the cheapest movies ever made, but that doesn't matter at all. Like, that's not a diss towards that movie at all. It's one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe they made this movie for as little as they did with how fantastic the quality was. I don't know. Creep is one of those marvels that I'm like, I cannot believe this happened. Like, I can't believe that this happened. I cannot believe that, Patrick Bryce. Thanks, Perry. Yeah. Patrick Bryce is the director, and Mark Duplass, yes, he's the Creep. And Patrick Bryce also plays, the only other dude in the first Creep. But yeah, I love that movie. The sequel is also fantastic too. And I'm hyped to see a third one as well. So very excited to see whatever happens with that franchise. And hopefully we get some more weird movies too. I love weird movies and weird sequel continuations and all that. Blucka saying, watch Art the Clown dress up as the Grinch in the mean one. That's really funny. Might be one of the worst horror movies ever made, at least in the last decade. I never got around to watching it because this is not the first time I've heard that take. But, it's David Howard Thornton, so I want to check it out. It's Art the Clown in another slasher movie, so I want to check it out. I've heard bad things about it, though. The only thing I don't want continuations for is Jeepers Creepers. Blucka, just to clarify, because we don't want another Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I'm good. I'm set. I am all set on that. What a fucking movie. Oh God. Damn. Your boy Malik is hanging out with us tonight. What's up, Malik? How you doing? Saying, what's up, Jake? With both strikes impacting Crystal Lake's development, do you think we start getting news and casting announcements soon? Yeah, honestly, I feel like soon. Yes. Tomorrow, no. Like, eventually all these things we're going to get some updates on, I think. Maybe in like a week or two. Scream 7, Crystal Lake. What's the Welcome to Derry, that series too. I imagine we get some updates on a lot of things that we just haven't gotten updates on for like basically since July, since all this shit started. So I'm glad it's over. I'm glad, the actors and writers got a fair deal, which is fantastic. Very happy about all that. It was necessary. We can't forget that. But yes, I am happy that it's over, and I'm so happy that we're getting back to our regular scheduled updates. So, because let me tell you, it's been a tough couple of months, but we've been making it through. I'm excited. I'm excited to have actual news now, though. It's gonna be fun. TJ Sanders is saying Halloween 1978 is the best movie, then Scream 1996. Those are your two favorites? Hell yeah. Good movies to be your favorites. Some bangers right there. Some very good slasher movies. I love them. Slasher Studios is saying Fear Street 4 is in the works. It is. Fear Street 4 is in the works. Last we heard, Chloe Okuno was going to be directing. I don't know if that's still happening, but I hope so. If that name is completely unfamiliar to you, she directed the Ratma skit from VHS 94. And that's when I realized, oh my God, this person needs to make more horror movies because that was fantastic. So, yes. Yes, I'm very excited for Fear Street 4, and I hope she's doing it. Because she's awesome. She's fantastic. My Chunky Jordy is here. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you for being here. What else do we got? The boy. Devon is saying The Boy 3. I still haven't seen the second one. I think it's on Netflix or something. I've been seeing it somewhere. But The Boy 3. Man, I didn't even think we needed a Boy 2. But we got it. Oh, we got it all right. Still haven't seen that sequel, but I'm excited to see that one. I don't know why I missed it when it came out. I never ended up going to the theater to see it for whatever reason. But I got to check that out. Lollipop Sanchez is saying, don't you think it'll be more accurate to release Terrifier 3 on Christmas? Yes, but it makes sense why they're releasing it in late October. You know, because like at the end of the day, Terrifier is for horror fans. So like it's coming out right around Halloween. It'll have the majority of its theatrical run throughout November. And then it'll most likely be on like Screambox for like the actual holiday season. So like everyone can watch it, or everyone that has a subscription, I should say. I think you can watch it through like, you'll probably be able to watch it through like Amazon Prime or whatever, something like that. So I think that it makes sense with the way that they're doing it to release it on streaming during like the holiday season, but then release it during October. It makes sense for what it is, but it's definitely going to be a little jarring to watch Art the Clown in a Santa costume hack up people on October 25th, you know? So I get where you're coming from, but from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense. Let's say that. So I'm very excited to see what they end up doing with it, and I can't wait. Hopefully they get to filming real soon here. Very excited. Stupid Fizz is with us. What's up, Fizz? How you doing? Smoking a J. Saying, I want to see Art rip out someone's eyes and put it in a nutcracker. I want to see that too. I want to see Art the Clown rip out someone's fucking balls. I was going to say nuts and balls at the same time, and it turned into nulls. Nuts and balls. Testicles. I want to see a testicle in the nutcracker. That's what I want to see. That would be fucked up. I mean, listen, Art the Clown cut off someone's wiener in the last movie, so I wouldn't put it past him. Let's say that. Xavier is with us tonight as well. What's up, Xavier? How you doing? Jake, who is better, Jill or Amber? I got to go with Jill on this one, but Amber's underrated as fuck. Love me. I love both of these killers, big time. Maybe this might be a hot take, but I think both of them might be in my top 5. I think Amber's third act performance is phenomenal. The more I watch that movie, the more I'm in love in love with her performance. She is just so crazy and over the top at the end, and also such a coward. Oh my God, like she is so cowardly at the end. She's like, wait, I was radicalized, like please don't kill me. It's like, shut up. Oh my God. But she's amazing at performing that character. It's great. She's great. But Jill, same thing to her. Oh my God, she's cold and stone cold evil. Jill, the first thing you think about is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, I guess she does, like run into a bunch of picture frames. So she's doing some wrestling moves at the end. Maybe that is the first thing you think about when you think of Jill. No, but seriously, I think Jill better than Amber. Just because like there's basically a whole movie about one of these characters and not so much the other. So I feel like there's a little more screen time with Jill, like building her up as a character, where Amber is a little more of like a hidden in the background kind of character that comes full force at the end, You don't really get to see true Amber until the third act. But I guess the same can be said about Jill, but she's a little more fleshed out of a character. I'm a little more interested in Jill than Amber, but both are great. I could talk about that all day. That is, oh my God, those two killers, so interesting. Some of my favorites from the franchise. Ty Lee is saying, unless T3 picks up after T2, it's just a 3-month rampage. That is a really good question, Ty Lee. I'm going to address that in a video I have either coming tomorrow or Sunday. Not sure what, I'm not going to I got to stop making promises on when videos are going to come out because I have no fucking idea when I'm going to get these next 2 videos out, but I have a Scream update and a Terrifier 3 update that I want to do this weekend at some point because I had a really interesting thought about Terrifier this week as well that I wanted to put out there. So in terms of this though, Will it pick up like just a couple of months after the events of Terrifier 2? I think that's absolutely a possibility. I wouldn't put it past this movie, but there's something else you got to think about here. We have our two main characters who are still alive in pretty bad condition. I mean, Jonathan lost his fingers. It's nothing like Chad from Scream 6. Like if they do Scream 7 a couple of months after the events of Scream 6 and everyone's fine, that's going to be fucking weird. But Terrifier 3, I feel like it wouldn't be the most outrageous thing for, 2 months later to have like Sienna and Jonathan back to an ability where they could fight Art the Clown again. Because they didn't I don't think they had any bones break. They kind of just got whipped with, besides, Jonathan getting his fingers bitten off, I don't think they didn't get like too crazy of damage to the point where it's like, okay, they got to be in the hospital for like 6 months. So I feel like that's possible. I think that's doable. Art, just pick up right where we left off. Art the Clown a couple months later, killing people on Christmas morning. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be into it. I hope there's a bit of a time jump though, but I would prefer like a year later, Christmas the next year, preferably, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. What else do we got going on? What else is going on out there? Scott Royston, did you see my membership gifting? Jake wasn't sure. I did. Yeah, I said something about it earlier. I don't know if you might not have been around, but I did say something. I was saying, thank you for the 5. Really appreciate that. And I'll say it again. TJ Sanders, King Parham, May Ann, Matt M, and Denisha Lane are all now members. So thank you guys. Thank you, Scott, specifically for the support, and welcome to the fold, my cult members. It's a bunch of delicious, nasty-ass Kool-Aid to drink. There is nothing else in it, I promise. Sip up on it. Xavier is saying, what are your thoughts on Scream 3? I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the film. It's grown on me big time. I used to not like it, but I do like it now. I think my biggest thing with Scream 3 is that it's a very silly movie, and that's fine. You can have a silly horror movie. That's all good. But it also deals with some of the darkest subject matter of the entire franchise, and that's where I feel like it loses me. Because you're dealing with subject matter that is like I said, the darkest shit that you can pretty much talk about in one of these movies. And we're doing like comical, comedic, over the top, cheesy jokes in the next scene. It just doesn't work for me. I wish Scream 3 would have picked a lane. Like, do your silly, goofy parody movie, or do the super serious drama on some of the crappy shit that happens in the industry. Do one or the other. And I feel like the reason they couldn't just go full force into specifically one of those ideas is because, well, some of the people working on the film were perpetrators in that situation, which is very fucking upsetting. Harvey Weinstein and all that. But yeah, that's kind of, it's Scream 3 is a mixed bag for me. I think that some of it is like really fun and really enjoyable. It's a fun movie from start to finish without a doubt. I just think its commentary gets mixed up in its humor and they clash. Like it's two things that I feel like don't work together, but would work separately. So I really enjoy Scream 3, but it's really the only Scream movie that I feel like commentary wise doesn't stick the landing for me. Even though I do enjoy it, it's still a fun movie. But it is my least favorite from the Scream franchise. I enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's grown on me. There are a lot more things about it that really do work for me. For instance, Mark Kincaid as a character, I think is fantastic. I think from start to finish, he is so good. I really do enjoy him. He's not only is he a great red herring, but he's also just a great boyfriend or kind of counter to Sidney Prescott, who needed someone like that in her life. And it's good writing. There is good writing there, but it just gets a little messy, and that's all because of the studio issues they had. Their production issues, I should say, with that one. But I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I like it when Jake talks about members. I can talk about members all day. You know what else I can talk about? That's what she said. Thanks for the setup here. Uh-oh. It's shameless plug time, everybody. The KillJoy Jake shop has just received a bit of an upgrade. You can get a cool-ass fucking beanie. Uh-oh. Or this crazy-ass sweatshirt with some Red Right Hand merch. I know some of y'all might want that. This is kind of sick, though. You got both of the ghost faces on there with the logo. I'm very that one in particular, I have to have. I'm really hyped for that. Get yourself a blanket or a Wes Carpenter hoodie. Or we also have a ghost face hat. Look at that. So there's a lot of fun stuff at the merch store. Go check it out. And I swear to God, I'm done talking about it after this. But if you use code November at checkout, you get 15% off your order. So you go buy a bunch of stuff and get 15% off of it. That lasts until the end of the month. So utilize that while you can. Utilize it. Okay, I'm done talking about it. We're back to Scream, I promise. No more shameless plugs. But come on, I had to get that one in there. That was fun. Perry is saying, I forgot how intense and crazy the ending for Scream 1 is. Yeah, you know, that movie is... You kind of forget how intense and fucked up it gets but then that ending hits you and you're like, whoa, oh my God, they're stabbing each other and like having a good time doing it. This is so weird. Like, oh my God, why are we being goofy and all that about this? I don't know. But I totally agree. I think for the majority of its runtime, Scream 1 is like, you know, it's a goofier, you know, fun, feel good kind of film, I feel. But then like you get to that ending and it's like, no, this is horror now. It grabs you by the throat a little bit. I think two of the scariest scenes from the entire franchise, one being the scene from Scream 1 where they're just stabbing each other in the kitchen. That is so upsetting to me. The first time I saw that, I was like, ugh. Kind of caught me by surprise because the tone of those movies is, you know, a lot more fun and a lot more like just goofy feeling. And then you get to that scene, you're just like, oh, this is horror. They did not forget to make that first movie horror. I also think the opening to that film is one of the scariest things too, but I don't know. Scream 1, it's a masterpiece. I like the sequels. I enjoy them. They're really good. But none of them top that original. That first movie is perfect, down to the finest, most minute detail. That is such a hard word for me to say for some reason. I want to say minute every time. Minute. It is two different things. Xavier is saying, Jake, do you know if Angelina is alive? I heard many mixed answers, but don't know for sure if she is. Well, you know, this is tough because I think we could have gone the route of making Angelina a second killer in Scream 3 back in like the year 2000. But today, I just don't know if that twist would really hit as hard. Like, I feel like that would be fucking awesome if that was part of the Scream 3 reveal. And that was like kind of one of the original intentions, or at least rumored to be. And I think that would have been cool to have two killers in Scream 3. And it was like the girl playing Sidney Prescott in the movie with the director. That's a really cool dynamic. That would have been fun. And that's another thing about Scream 3 that I feel like is missing from the film. There's no like interesting Ghostface dynamic. Like, I have my criticisms about Scream 2, but I really do love Mickey and Mrs. Loomis's relationship. That's so interesting to me. They met online and they're just like, yeah, let's kill people together. What? That's so fascinating to me. You don't have any of that with Roman. So it makes me kind of sad that he doesn't have an accomplice. And him and Angelina, that would have been so fucking cool. What? That would have been great. So I would have loved to have seen that in Scream 3. That would have like boosted the movie big time to me if there was another Ghostface in that film. But I guess now, you know, we have a movie with 3 Ghostfaces, which is like, whoa, holy shit, this is nuts. But yeah, I don't know. This franchise is nuts, man. We never know what to expect with the next one. And for me, that's the best part. It's the best part about it. It's always unexpected. We're always going to get something new every time. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Please don't turn into Fast and Furious. Please don't turn into Fast and Furious. Whew. Scottish geek guy, what's up, SGG, is saying, probably missed the chat on this, but I really think Stu will return for Scream 7. Why do you think that, my friend? Throw it in the chat. I want to hear it. I want to give me some reasons. Why do we think Stu's coming back? Because even though I don't want it to happen, I could see it happening. Because here's the thing, right? Matthew Lillard back on the scene now with Five Nights at Freddy's. The horror fandoms all over the fucking world are like losing their minds about Matthew Lillard being in a new horror movie, and it's super exciting. He's also doing his best Stu Macher impression in the film. Like he's basically the same character but older. Like if for anybody who wants to see Stu come back, watch the third act of Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what you're gonna get. that's what you're gonna get if Stu comes back. So if that's what you want, if you just want to see a character from the past come back on screen, there you go. I just, for me personally, I really want to see a good story unfold, and I just don't think that's possible with Stu coming back and somehow being alive this entire time. It's just so many strings you got to pull. Why shoot yourself in the foot like that when you could just tell a brand new story with brand new killers? So that's my thoughts. But what I do think is that if Stu comes back and that gets, you know, all over the internet after the opening night, everyone's going to go to the theater to see this movie. So there's no doubt in my mind that that's something that's definitely been pitched around a little bit in behind the scenes, in the writer's room, whatever. So I wouldn't say that it's not going to happen, but I don't think it should. Because it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of fans want it to happen, but when it does happen, you have cracked open this can of worms that you won't be able to get back. You won't be able to get back. The franchise will forever be changed, and it'll all be all about fan service moving forward. And then we're no longer going to get good stories. Well, what people will realize, which this is what happened with Fast and Furious, what people will realize, it's like, oh, we can just have like all these super popular people in this franchise, and it'll make a shit ton of money. And that, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what you want, and that's all good. I respect your opinion, but for me, what I value and love about Scream is every single time it's a murder mystery with someone else behind the mask. And the moment we bring back somebody back from the dead who was popular back in the day and still is popular now, like Matthew Lillard, then it's going to be all about bringing back past Ghostfaces or making the Ghostface killer the most popular person we can possibly find, which, you know, arguably the franchise has already kind of become that. So I just feel like we shouldn't push that envelope more than it's already been pushed, because we're already getting close to family. I got to do anything for my family. I'm going to drive cars really fast for my family. We're getting close to that, and I really hope we don't hit that point. But I don't know. Anything can happen, you know, anything can happen. And that's why we talk. That's why we do this whole thing right here, where we talk about horror movies and the future of shit, because it's fun. But yeah, I don't know. I respect everyone's opinion, though. Everyone's opinion is welcome and respected here. So if you want Stu to come back, I want to hear why. Throw it out there. Maybe you'll convince me otherwise. Maybe I'm just crazy, because that's also true. Ashley S is saying, been a member for 2 months. Thank you so much. Saying, ooh, this is how you do this. Yes, it is. Thank you for the message, Ashley. I appreciate it. If you got something else out there, I'll throw it up on screen. I'll make it happen. Thanks for being here, Ashley. I appreciate you. Bluck is saying you don't turn your back on the Core 4 even when they do. Chad Toretto. I don't have friends. I have the Core 4. Chad Toretto. It's all about the Core 4, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, Blanca. We are getting close to that point. But I think if Scream 7 gives us a grounded story again, I think we're back to normal. We're back on even playing ground, But hopefully, you know, I'm getting worried. There's some things I'm getting worried about, but we'll see. We will see. Ghostface is saying, spoiler alert, Vin Diesel is Ghostface in Scream 7, and his motive is family. Oh my God. I would shit my pants. I am such a over the top Fast and Furious fan for all the wrong reasons. Like, I love this franchise because it's so ridiculous, but hopefully that doesn't happen to Scream. I enjoy Scream because I think it's good. I really enjoy all 6 of these movies, but Fast X, I think, is the best so bad it's good movie ever made. Like, and I'm a horror fan through and through. I live and breathe this shit. But the best so bad it's good movie I have ever seen in my life is Fast 10. It's so ridiculous. Every choice they made in that movie was the wrong one. Everything. And that's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. Like, I can't get enough of it. I need to buy the film, and I will watch it every year for the rest of my life. I'm blown away by how absolutely insane that movie is and how high octane it gets. You thought you've seen crazy movies before, but my God. That's What She Said has been a member for 2 months and wanted to say something so important to get out there to the public. Boobies. All right. Nice. Oh my God. All right. Well, hell yeah, that's what she said. Boobs. Cool. Scott Royston is saying, sorry, buddy, I actually wrote that before you mentioned it. Oh, you're all good. Because I hadn't heard and I didn't see it up there, so I wasn't sure. Thank you very much. You're all good, Scott. It's all good. You want to make sure you're getting credit where credit is due, dog. That's all good. Don't worry about it. Thank you for the support, though, man. I really do appreciate that. Those memberships do really mean a lot. So thank you. There is going to be a lot of stuff for Patreon members this month, especially Jason and Freddie tier people. So look out for that. There's some extra stuff you can do, by the way, if you're a Jason and Freddie tier member now. So if you're a Freddie tier especially, you're able to customize the intro for KillJoy Jake videos for the rest of the month. So I'll talk a little more about that in the video I'm posting soon. I'm going to do a big channel update. I want to do a bunch of like big crazy videos for, just coming back from break and stuff. But after that, we're getting back. I'm doing a little channel update video, and you guys will know what you can now do supporting me at different levels. So Freddy tier people are going to be able to pick a quote and the color and like transition and stuff for what the intro is going to be. And I'm so excited for how ridiculous it's going to get. Cause like you're going to be able to select like a bunch of different like crazy horror quotes. Cause like right now the quote in my intro is sometimes dead is better. But what if it was, you know, the fucking thing from Thanksgiving where it's like gobble, gobble, motherfucker. Like that would be so funny. And that's a possibility now. That power is in your hands right now. It could be, at least. So I'm just saying, you could really fuck up some shit on this channel if you really wanted to. What else we got going on? Slasher Studios has got to go. It's all good. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for chilling and killing. Blucka was saying, I wish Scream 7 did fight scenes like Totally Killer, mom versus killer scene. I respect your opinion, Blucka, but man, that movie was such a nothing movie to me. It was like the Disney Channel original version of like Back to the Future mixed with Happy Death Day. I just was not into it. I don't know. Humor did not land for me. The kills were bad, man. Like the kills were CGI, and there's one knife stab in that movie that I just can't believe. I can't believe that made it to film. Like I don't know. I don't know. I just Totally Killer just did not do it for me. I don't know. I wish I liked it more. I wish I did. I'm clearly in the minority there, though, because the Rotten Tomato scores for that is like through the roof. It's nuts. People really like that one, but I don't know. It just wasn't for me. TJ Sanders, is saying, Jake, the last Scream movie that was remotely good was Scream 4. I love Scream 4. Don't get me wrong, but I love. Hear that weird shit going on in my voice there? Love Scream 5. Rewatching that recently, that has shot up my ranking. I'm like, you know what? I shit on Scream 5 a little too much. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I think Scream 5, and I don't even care. This is a hot take. This is a real hot take. Scream 5 has my favorite motive of the entire, of all the sequels. And I'm going to die on that hill. I think by far that is one of the most interesting motives they've ever had in that whole franchise. And it stands out big time. After rewatching all 6 of those movies back to back to back, the motive that stood out to me the most was Richie and Amber's. Honestly, it might be my favorite of the whole franchise, honestly. I think it's so interesting, and just so like, it's so pathetic. Like, I think that's what I love about it. It's like, wow, these guys did all of this crazy shit just to give Hollywood better ideas. That's frustratingly pathetic, you know? And I don't know, there's something about that to me that is so captivating and so interesting. I love it. I think in terms of motive, not reveal, not who the killers are, motive. Scream 5s might be my favorite. I think it's super compelling and very interesting. But I don't know. I really, Scream 4, the reveal is the best. Like, I think the Scream 4 reveal is like, oh shit, Jill? Like, no way. Like, that's so upsetting. That's what my favorite part about Scream 4 is. But Scream 5, I don't know, man. That shit was fantastic. I was like, this motive is upsetting, dude. Like, this, I cannot believe how pathetic these characters are. But in the best way, like in a good way, I should say. Child of the Corn, Anthony, throwing $5 out there. Thank you, man. I would say, Anthony, if you weren't going to a movie, I'd be like, come on stream, dog. Join old Jake. Talking about crazy movies and shit. But thanks for the $5, Anthony. I appreciate you, man. Saying, do you see the Thanksgiving slasher to rival a character like Art the Clown, or much more of an urban legend, or I Know What You Did Last Summer type of slasher with one sequel? Ooh. That is a really good question. I think that Eli Roth absolutely knows what he's doing with Thanksgiving. This is an idea that he's had for a long time now, since like, the middle of the 2000s. And, it started as this little seed that was all about just being this faux trailer, trying to capture that Grindhouse style of, well, what ended up being Grindhouse from 2007, 2006, I can't remember. But I love that that's where it started, and here's where it evolved to. This modern slasher a little more. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I think it's all going to come down to, like, is this going to be just a regular slasher with a bunch of brutal kills, or is it going to be something like Art the Clown, who has so much personality? That's the big difference between something like, I'm trying to think, like, what's a good example of like a really brutal slasher with not so much of an iconic killer? Like the Mutilator. The Mutilator, for instance. Like, it's like that's fucking brutal, and it's a really fun movie. But I would never say the killer from The Mutilator is like iconic. Like, oh yeah, oh man, iconic. What an iconic. No, I would say that about Art the Clown because he has so much personality. It really depends on who it is, because it is going to be kind of a murder mystery. It depends on who it is, and it depends on if they have a lot of personality in the character. You can have a slasher character that gets these amazing kills and has an amazing movie that's a part of it, but you might not have that iconic essence that like sticks in people's minds, like how Art the Clown has. He has a striking image. The black and the white makeup is very specific. Typically, when you think of a clown, you think of the red nose and the red lipstick and all that. No, Art the Clown is monochromatic, and that's really interesting. Same thing with this Thanksgiving killer. Like, I think he has an iconic look for the most part. The Pilgrim and all that. I can't think of too many other Pilgrim slashers. There's a lot of clown slashers, but not too many, like in this vein. It's a possibility for sure. I also think that you kind of need a franchise to be like an iconic character. The Nightmare movies, they're not very good, in my opinion. Some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are kind of hard to sit through. But what's great about them, in every single one, is Robert Englund's performance as Freddy Krueger. It's like, it's always a standout. It's always like, this is so exciting. When he's on screen, it's good. And I think that's part of the reason why when you see the burnt guy with the hat and the sweater, you think Freddy Krueger. You know this because that's always the best part of those movies, is when he comes on screen and starts doing some crazy shit. I think if Thanksgiving is going to be that, it needs to not only be a franchise, but it also needs that personality about its slasher that some slashers just don't have. Like Jason and Michael are so interesting because they have such a lack of personality that it makes them interesting. Art the Clown is a little bit of that, but has so much fun doing what he's doing. You can't help but look. You can't look away. You can't look away when he's doing something crazy. You're just like, this is so interesting. So you need that. You need that special little energy to a killer that only some really do have, if that's going to happen. But that's a great question. Like, that is genuinely a great question. Because, man, I think, like, here's a good example. Megan from earlier this year. Megan is on her way to be a horror icon right now. And why I say that is because she stands out from the other killer dolls. You can say, oh, it's just, this is just Child's Play 2019 all over again. But it's not. Like, sure, in concept, whatever. Yeah, it kind of is the same thing. But when you get down to the minutia and like her personality, it's different. It's so different from Buddy from Child's Play 2019, and that's why she's an icon. Like, why does she dances right before she kills somebody? Does that push the plot forward? No, it's a personality decision. It's like, well, let's make Megan like having a little bit of fun killing people. I don't care that she's a robot. Let's make this a fun sequence. I love that. I love what they were able to do with Megan in that movie. They have another movie coming in 2025. She's on her way to having a franchise. There's a lot of little things you got to sprinkle in to make your character iconic, and it's tough. It's not an easy route to go, but it's possible. And Eli Roth, in my opinion, is a master of horror who would be able to accomplish something like that. So I really hope that he's able to do that, Anthony. Great question, though. Seriously, I'm so hyped for that movie next week. I will be there opening night for that. Oh my God. That's the movie I'm looking forward to the most for the rest of the year, probably. So I'm very excited for this one. It's going to be fun. Enjoy. It's a wonderful knife, by the way, man. Thanks for the $5. Sorry about the long-winded answer, but I got excited. I got really excited. What else do we got? Neems is saying, Jake, you a legend. No, you're a legend, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Bluck is saying Pinhead might be one of the only horror villains that doesn't age out, no matter how much times change. It just sucks that they can't make a good movie with him. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think Hellraiser is kind of timeless in a lot of ways. Like, some of it feels very 80s, but some of it feels like kind of its own thing. I don't know. I really like that about Hellraiser and just Pinhead in general. Like, sci-fi horror. Some of the best sci-fi horror, I feel like, usually has like some kind of weird commentary to it, but is also a little timeless. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of, well, not a lot, but some of the Hellraiser movies. I really do love Pinhead, though, man. I think those first 3 movies are fantastic, and then the rest of them are, I don't know, man. I'm just not crazy about the rest of them. Doug Bradley's fantastic in like all of them, though. And my God, what a pleasure it was talking to that man recently. I got to see him at Scarefest. I got to talk to him on this page. He's a very interesting fella, and I man, he was talking to me about like if I could wave a magic wand. He says he would go and make another Pinhead, another movie with him as Pinhead, and kind of make it all about the Scarlet Gospels, which is Clive Barker's latest Hellraiser novel. I think it came out in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I agree. I wish they had just one more really good Doug Bradley Pinhead performance. That would be great. That'd be fantastic. Derek Everhart, what's up, dog? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Saying, do you think Thanksgiving can be a franchise and have 2 or 3 sequels? I'm hoping so. It all depends on execution. It really does at the end of the day. I remember going into The Last Voyage of the Demeter being really excited for it. And I genuinely think if that movie was good, and, once again, subjective, that's just my opinion. I just personally wasn't crazy about it. That could have been a franchise. That could have been a whole franchise. It was iconic. You have Dracula on a boat, and we're focusing on that the whole movie. That's really cool. It's like a really fascinating concept. I was hyped for that movie, but I think it's one of the worst movies of the year. I'm going to be honest. It was just very slow and boring. They made things that should have been so interesting kind of not great. So for me, it really does come down to execution and public opinion. Like, do people really dig this? Is it going to make a lot of money? What factors go into Thanksgiving that make it something that's really special? So I think yes. I think yes if it's good. If it's good, if it has a killer that people respond to, something that people respond to just in general, then yeah, I think for sure that could be fun. I don't know, what the story seems to entail is that it's like a one-off like murder mystery kind of thing revolving around this town during Thanksgiving. So like maybe you could do something where it's like every Thanksgiving for like 3 years in a row or something gets attacked by some pilgrim killer. Yeah, that could work. Sure. I think that could be a lot of fun. So I'm all about it, dude. If it's good, let's run it. Let's get an iconic slasher villain in that. That would be fun. Xavier is saying a good motive for Sid would be she wants the Ghostface attacks to end so her kids won't go through what she did. And she invites all the Scream 6 survivors to her cabin in the woods, kills them with Kincaid. And Sydney's the Ghostface killer in this situation. I kind of pitched today a situation like that, but not where Sydney goes Ghostface. I was pitching more of the idea of like Sydney is defending herself against someone who thinks this way. But what would be great about that is we could have Sydney going through something like that where she's like, God, I wish all this shit would end so our kids could grow up normal in a normal world and all that. She's struggling with that. And then the motive for the killer is almost like a dark reflection of that, where it's like, well, if we kill all of the remaining survivors, no one else will want to go Ghostface. So that could be kind of a fun like back and forth between your final girl and your killer, almost being like a dark reflection of each other. And yes, I am totally stealing that lingo from the assembly cut of Scream 3. I don't care. Scream 3 also does that, which I think is interesting. So that would be fun. I would be very much so into that like back and forth between your killer and Sydney kind of having similar thoughts on a situation, but obviously the killer's going about it in a much more fucked up way. I don't want to see Sydney go Ghostface. I feel like that kind of ruins what's great about Sydney. Being this trauma survivor, getting over it, and now living a happy life. She has to have a happy life at the end of the day, and I think that's part of the argument as to why people don't want to see her come back, because it's like, is there really any tension or suspense now that we know that Sydney is probably going to be safe? It's hard to disagree with that, But I think tension can be built around the characters around her, so that works for me. It's like, as long as there is tension. I mean, if Sydney's on screen 100% of the movie, then it's like, okay, well, I don't know if any tension is going to be built here, but if we do shit with other characters who will die, then yeah, okay, cool. That'd be awesome. So it's doable. I think it's doable for one last hurrah with Sydney, but then I think the franchise has got to move on. So Scream 7, fuck yeah, get Sydney in there. Tell one last little grand finale story with our legacy characters, and then let's see who else is dealing with Ghostface problems in the future. I would be down for that. That's something I really enjoyed about 5 personally. It's like, oh, other people are affected by this too. Cool. Blucka saying Silent Hill 1 was entertaining. 2 was a rough watch for me. Yeah, Silent Hill, I completely respect that. 2 is not a good movie, but I am in love with it. I think it is so much fun, but it's bad. Like, I'm with you. It is a bad movie, but it is so fun from start to finish. I don't know why, but I love that movie. It's one of those things where I'm just like, this isn't good, but I'm having a great time here. I watched that as a kid too, and it scared the fuck out of me for some reason. The second Silent Hill movie. I really do enjoy the first one. Like, it's objectively better, but something about that second one, man, I just love it. I have a few weird opinions with some franchises out there. Like Austin Powers, I think the third one is without a doubt my favorite. It's bad. Like, it's a bad movie, but it's highly entertaining. It is a highly entertaining, ridiculous romp. And that's kind of how I feel about the Silent Hill too. I'm just like, those movies that are very much so deserving of a bad rating, I just find so interesting and so funny to me for whatever reason. But very funny stuff there. Very, very funny. I can't argue with that, though. Joey XYZ is saying, in the Thanksgiving info, we have something happened on Black Friday. Probably somebody got trampled over in the main cast. Most likely, they abandoned someone during Black Friday, which led to a death. Yes, yeah, we did get to see that. We got to see that in a little bit of the trailer, the newer trailer specifically. That gives us a little more of an information dump on what's happening here. I loved that. I think that's really cool to incorporate Black Friday into Thanksgiving, and the commentary on like, oh man, we're not thankful anymore for things. We're just angry and trying to do for ourselves this month where we shouldn't be. So I like that. I really you can already kind of smell some of that commentary out, which is nice. It's very good stuff. Hunter Graham is here. What's up, Hunter? Saying, yo, Jake, I'm going to watch every Scream movie tonight. You're doing every single one tonight? Oh my God. You got some time on your hands. That's awesome. Saying, but do you think Scream 7 is the final movie? I think that they're going to market it as the final chapter. I don't think it's going to be the last one, because it never is. Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. Fuck you. No, that's not the final chapter. Come on. We already knew that when it came out. I mean, I think some people didn't know that, but point being, no, come on. It's not going to be the end. But what I do think is that Scream 7 will be marketed that way, and that'll put butts in seats. Like, think about Halloween Ends. They did the same thing with that movie. They're like, it's the final chapter, the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. But for the first 45 minutes, we're going to focus on a brand new character. Don't worry about it. I can't stop ripping on Halloween Ends. I'm so sorry. It's been a year, and I'm still ripping on that movie. Probably because everyone has seen it. Like, there's a lot of other movies I've seen that are bad, but I could rip on them, but some people might just be like, what's he talking about? Halloween Ends is an easy punching bag. I'm sorry. I apologize to my Halloween Ends fans out there. But point being, they're totally going to market it the same way, and it won't be the final movie. If I had to guess, I'm like, yeah, of course they're going to do that. The marketing team's already got that trick up their sleeves. They're like, ooh, can pull this cat out of this bag. Night Owl 30 is saying, I don't care if I know Sydney will survive because she earned it. I watched Scream to see Sydney kick some Ghostface ass. She's like a superhero. But isn't that why we don't like Marvel movies anymore, is because nothing happens in those movies? It's just good guy beats bad guy. Like, I just don't want Scream to turn into that. Sydney's awesome, and she deserves a happy ending. I don't think she should die, but if Scream just turns into Sydney beats a Ghostface every single time, that's just going to be really boring to me. I don't know. I love that Scream pushes boundaries. You know, Scream is known for pushing boundaries, and we got to keep that alive. We can't just fall into a rhythm with this franchise, or it kind of goes against the whole point of what Scream is, you know? Scream is not about a guy putting on a Ghostface mask and killing people. It's also about, horror commentary. It's about pushing boundaries, which I think most of the movies in this franchise do pretty well. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Scott Royston is saying, Jake, I still love Scream 3 for many reasons. Roman gets props for being the only solo Ghostface, which is a huge get to me. I also like how Sydney was pushed out of hiding, let's say that. And it had the best ending. See, I don't know. I think that Roman is an interesting killer, but I just don't love his motive. I think the director being the killer is really cool. But a secret brother that we didn't know about prior is just very soap opera to me. So I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, but I do enjoy. I like Scream 3. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I like all the Scream movies. They're all good. All 6 of them are bangers for different reasons, but it's just my least favorite. It's fine. JJ is saying, Killjoy Jake, constant grunting and growling. That's me. I can't help it. If you hang out with me, I will do this. Just if we're just hanging out, just go, yeah. Oh. I've been going to the gym with my buddy Darjan like almost every day, and like if we're just kind of like feeling tired, or we all just stop talking, we're just kind of like, oh my god, I'll just like get up and I'll go, yeah, and then everyone's recharged. We're all ready to go. We're all running it back. So listen, it might get annoying, but there's always energy. You know, energy is interesting, as they say. Well, I guess I just said that, but still. Xavier is saying, what horror franchise would you recommend? I've watched the whole Scream franchise, Annabelle, Conjuring, and Saw, but would like to watch something new. Okay, so if you like those movies and you want something new, you want something exhilarating, something that's kind of like high octane, maybe a little more intense than even some of the things on here. Well, maybe about the same intensity level as Saw. I would recommend the Wreck franchise because no one talks about this franchise and it's so good. Hang on, I'm going to pull out the box set I have because anytime I get a chance to show off some shit on the shelf, I'm going to do it. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to roll back in my chair real quick. Whoa. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck did you go? There it is. Okay. Okay, so these movies are fantastic. I fucking love these movies. Wreck, R-E-C, record, and not like you wrecked your car, you're recording some crazy shit. If you don't like the first movie, you're not going to like the rest of them. But point being, these are found footage horror movies that are just some of the scariest I've ever seen. I think they are so intense from start to finish. All 4 of them are good, too. And they all have a variety of tone as well. It's not just the same thing every time. But in terms of horror franchises that don't get talked about enough, this is absolutely one. Because I think just like Evil Dead, it kind of has a similar progression. Like you have like the first 3, well, the first 2, I should say, that are kind of like one long movie. Like you have 1 and 2. These are both kind of the same, like one long story, essentially, which is really fun. I really like that about the first 2. But then you get to Wreck 3, and it's kind of like the Evil Dead 2 of the franchise. Like it's almost like a goofy mocking of the other 2 movies, but it's still really good and really fun for that reason. And it also features a girl with a chainsaw chopping up a bunch of zombies. I mean, come on. How does it get better than that? No, I don't think so. And then 4 continues the story from 1 and 2, but in a very unexpected and weird way. And I still really like it. This is my least favorite from the franchise, but still a solid entry nonetheless. I couldn't recommend these movies more. I think they're all good. It's one of those franchises where I'm like, I can't believe more people don't talk about this. Like, this is actually upsetting to me. But I just showed my brother the first one recently, and he loved it. He was like, oh my God, how have I never seen that? It's a quick watch, too. I want to say it's like, I want to say Wreck is like 78 minutes or something like that. Like, it's not a commitment by any means. I got to find this now. I'm like, it's gonna kill me. Oh my God, I don't know. It's a short movie though. Like you will get through this so fast. And if you're someone who hates reading subtitles, I don't know what to tell you. Like read subtitles, just do it. Trust me. Trust me, it's worth it sometimes. For some movies, it is. I promise. Watch it. Really good movies. Ooh. Black Diamond is saying Christina Carpenter is definitely going to be an accomplice in Scream 7 because she hates Sydney for Billy's death and leaving her a single mom. Well, we don't know that, but that could be a motive for sure. You know, my thing about Christina is I just feel like, you know, we just criticized Scream 6 for being too close to Mrs. Loomis. It's like, that's pretty much the same thing. So, like, isn't Christina Carpenter being the killer in Scream 7, isn't that kind of like the same thing as Roman from Scream 3? Like, I don't know. A lot of people want to see this happen, and I'm just kind of like, I just feel like it's really obvious. Like, I feel like I would totally expect that. If I was someone who was just coming into the franchise for the first time and was asked, what are they going to do for Scream 7? This would be my answer. And I just don't want them to do something expected, you know? I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised. And that to me, like, if let's say they introduce Christina Carpenter early on, she's like, hey, everybody, I'm just hanging out in the situation for no particular reason. Like, it's like, yeah, we know exactly where this is going. I don't want expected. I want to see something surprising. I mean, they could do the Billy Loomis thing where it's like, make this one element to it so obvious that this other element is, a big surprise. But will they do that? I don't know. I could get into that, though. Christina Carpenter's like a side killer. She gets revealed first, but then this other person comes out and it's like, oh my God, what? I'm trying to think of a really... Terry was the killer? It was Terry? Come on, man. I did not see that coming. Who would have thought Terry? He was just that innocent little goober in the background, but he's working with Christina Carpenter. Be a killer. Oh my God. No, but seriously, I don't know. I want something surprising, man. Especially after Scream 6 doing something that many folks would say is too close to 2. I think the best route for Scream 7 is to do something that you just simply cannot compare to something from the past. I know some people really hate like the motive in Scream 5, but I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing that people don't like it because it's so different. We haven't done that before. That's special. That's fun. And whether you like it or not, you got to admit, like, it's just, you can't compare that. It's just, there's nothing else like it. There's Richie and Amber. They're standalone. They're their own thing. And I like that. Some people say it's too close to Scream 4. I don't get that. I think Scream 4 is very different. Scream 4 is all about like wanting the fame of being a trauma survivor, where the motive in Scream 5 is about literally giving ideas to Hollywood so they make better movies. Richie and Amber don't want to really be famous. They kind of just want to give Hollywood a better idea to base a stab movie off of. And they're kind of manipulating the real life situation behind it, which I think is so interesting. I don't know. To me, that's fucking awesome. But we respect everyone's opinions around here, of course. What else do we got going on? Bluck is saying Rec is a good one, just sucks they don't have English dubs for all of them. I mean, I don't mind reading subtitles, and also Quarantine is pretty much the same movie but in English, but I recommend watching Rec instead. I think Rec is a lot better just because Quarantine's like a shot-for-shot remake, which is like, why would you want to make that? Why would you want to make a shot-for-shot remake of something? I don't know. Great movies, though. JT Owsley saying a sequel to It Follows, my favorite horror movie ever, great opinion, saying is officially in the works, titled They Follow. Also, what franchise do you like more, Jeepers Creepers, Hills Have Eyes, or Wrong Turn? I'm very excited for They Follow, but I do feel like it's not necessarily like super necessary. You know, like, I think It Follows is a perfect standalone. I love it. It is a fantastic movie from start to finish. There's so much to say about slasher movies and Detroit, oddly enough. It's got some little bit of commentary there too, which is fun. And I love the way that movie is written, how it flows, the obtuse time period that it kind of takes place in. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what time period it takes place in. We have characters using smartphones, but they're driving like 70s cars and shit. It's such a weird movie. I love it. Oh my God. But I'm excited for They Follow. I just don't think it's necessary. I will check it out. I will be there day one. It's coming from the same guy that made the first one. And I believe Micah Monroe is like either in talks or confirmed to be in it. I'm going to do a whole video on this when we get a little more information about it, but I'm very excited for it. It Follows is also one of my personal favorite horror movies of all time. And I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited for it. Night Owl is saying Rec is amazing. I love the wedding one. Yes, Rec 3. Rec 3 is awesome. Also watch Rec, not the Quarantine remake BS. Yeah. But I mean, it's in English, so if you're someone who's like, oh, I want it to be in English, well, I guess Quarantine, but Quarantine kind of sucks. I don't know. It's the same movie, but shot for shot remake. It's like, I don't like that. Why make that movie? You know, you're just like, you're not adding anything new. Just kind of doing the same thing. Yeah. Read the subtitles. It's worth it. I promise. I promise it's worth it. Rec remake will be titled Erect. Ooh, damn. That's going to be a much different movie. That's like the porn version of Rec. These firefighters have got to go take down these possessed zombies, but not with their hoses. Or is it going to be with their hoses? Anyways, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving on. Sorry. You get me talking about hoses, and then Jake gets all excited. Night Owl is saying, Jake, what about Christina Carpenter going after Sydney, which leaves Sam to make a decision between saving and joining her mother or saving Sydney? We're not avoiding the problem, you know. We're not avoiding the Christina Carpenter being Ghostface problem. I don't know. I just don't think it would work. Ladies and gentlemen, I need 2 seconds for a little bathroom break. I promise I will be right back. But Night Owl, I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger real quick because we'll answer this question when I come back in like literally 2 seconds. BRB. All right, let's get back to this. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're on the second half of the stream now. Jake's going for 3 hours nowadays, so this is going to be a fun one. I'm excited. All right, anyways, let's get back to this, though. We were talking a little bit about Christina Carpenter coming back for Scream 7. Could this work or not? I did a whole video about this, by the way, Night Owl, if you have not seen it. I recommend checking it out, kind of talking about my opinion a little more in full versus this off-the-cuff answer I'm about to give here. But yeah, Christina Carpenter going after Sydney, it makes sense. You're right. Like, I'm not going to deny that. All of this works. But I just don't feel like it's a shocking reveal. And the motive would be pretty much the same thing as what Roman's motive is. It's like, you got all the attention from mom and all that. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just like, let's not have it be a secret mother, a secret brother, a secret family member of any sorts, because I just don't feel like that's good writing. I don't know. It's just very, very predictable, personally. I don't want to see that. But in terms of Christina Carpenter going after Sydney and Sam having to make a decision between Christina Carpenter and Sydney, though, what's interesting about this is that you do have that darkness element coming back from the previous two films with Sam, which I'm very worried is going to be something that we're dishing off to the side in Scream 7, however we approach it. I don't want that to happen. I don't think we can just be like, oh, Sam's fine now. Like, what? No. Like, what happens? Like, her killing ghost faces made her better? Like, no. I want to see Sam either still struggling with this or finding a new way to overcome it or something. I don't know. I don't want to see them just toss that to the side and everything's sunshine and rainbows, because if Sam Carpenter has the same ending as Sidney Prescott, then she's just the same character, and that sucks. They made a very distinct, a very specific distinction between both Sydney and Sam in Scream 5, meaning they're on two different courses, and that's okay. We don't want the same character twice. That would suck. What's great about Sam is she is her own character. She has different things she's struggling with versus what Sydney's going through, and that makes her much more of an interesting character. Not saying she's better than Sydney. I'm just saying she needs to stand out and be different, and she does, because she's not the same character. So she shouldn't have the same ending, because, man, if Scream 7 ends and it's her and Danny and they're holding each other in each other's arms and they're on the TV, on the couch watching TV, bowl of popcorn, I don't know. I can't get into that. Don't think that'll be good. So I don't know. I like that element to this theory. I like the idea of bringing back Sam's darkness, but I just don't know. I just don't think Christina Carpenter being her killer would work. Devon S is also saying Christina Carpenter should just be the opening kill or mid-movie kill. That would work. That would work for me. That would be shocking, you know? I don't like this character either. The little things we know about Christina Carpenter, she just seems like a jerk. She's like the worst horror movie mom ever. She called Tara for less than 10 minutes, apparently, in Scream 5 after she was almost brutally stabbed to death in their house, and then couldn't leave a conference in London in order to be there. I don't like Christina Carpenter. If something happened like that to my family members, I don't care what the fuck I'm doing work-wise. I am dropping everything and I'm going and going back and making sure these people are okay. Especially if the killer's still on the loose. Like, I don't like Christina Carpenter at all. I think she's awful. So I don't know. I really hope that they don't do the redemption arc with her, like where it's like Sam and Tara trying to, like, you know, confide in the mom again and like try to rebuild their relationship. No, that ship has sailed a very long time ago. And I also don't want to see her go Ghostface either, because it's just like, it's predictable, man. Joey XYZ is saying, I heard a Danny theory from Sista Pam. Shout out to Sista Pam, who is fucking awesome. Saying, but you're not rocking with it. It needs to be one of the core four. And my best guess is Sam, but her blacking out, and I don't know why I can't read this, but her blacking out and being a mastermind, Joe Goldberg did it. Fuck it. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry, dog. I have no idea what you're saying. It needs to be one of the core four, though. That's tough. You know, one of the core four being Ghostfaces. Besides Sam, I just don't know if that would work. You know, it's a tough thing. Like Sam, I could see, because we've kind of set that up with her character. Maybe that could be a focal point of Scream 7. That's definitely a route they can go down. I feel like they're trying to get away from that plot point, though, especially after 6, which I feel a whole point of Sam's character in 6 was to get away from that darkness. And we also see Billy Loomis, opposed to in reflection, or I mean, in like a mirror reflection, we're seeing him through like the reflection of glass now. He's lesser in Sam's mind. And what's the last thing she does? She throws the mask off to the side. So I feel like we're getting away from Sam being the killer, even though I think that would be fucking awesome if we had a movie of Sam going Ghostface, going after other ghost faces. That would be so much fun. I would love to see that fleshed out, but I don't think it's going to happen, which makes me sad. But in terms of the core four going Ghostface, I just don't know if it would work, or Danny either. It's tough. This is why, like, new characters I just feel like are going to be the only route to go without disturbing something that's already set in motion. You know, like if Mindy was a Ghostface, it wouldn't make why did she help in the last two movies if she's the Ghostface killer here in 7? Same thing with Chad, same thing with Tara. Why do they have this close-knit emotional bond? You unravel all of that if something like this happens. And in my opinion, not necessarily in a good way. But so I'm kind of with you, Joey. I don't know if I'm really rocking with that, but I got to see this theory though from Sis to Pam, because I don't really feel like this is totally out of context. So I got to see it. Got to see it before I really know what's going on here. But very interesting though, nonetheless. Nonetheless, very interesting. Hunter Graham is saying, do you think Ethan is alive? Absolutely not. That TV killed him. Just like how it killed Stu. Oh my God, that's so funny. Perry is saying, I saw the Conference on Netflix. Pretty awesome slasher with some comedic elements. I have not heard of this. The Conference. What's going on in the This is a shitty conference meeting, apparently. A bunch of people are getting slashed to death. That's sounds awful. Ooh, Black Diamond saying they aren't the same, but they aren't that different. They are both motivated by the stab films in different ways. Neither 5 or 6 had particularly surprising motives, so 7 will be the same. I just disagree. I don't think 4 is all about the stab movies, though. I feel like it's more about Jill being an egomaniac, and that's what's so interesting. What's the big difference, though, between 4 and 5, like the biggest difference, is Jill is so unbelievably full of herself in the sense that she needs fame to live. It's what she craves. She doesn't even care about human connection. She just wants to be famous, and she wants people to adore her. Richie is not the same. Richie wants to manipulate what is going on in the world that he loves so much, the stab movies. But he's not like out there with a fucking camera making his own movies and filming the kills and shit. No, he's trying to stage a real murder to fucking set up like a real life story that the people in Hollywood can base a movie off of. And that, I don't know, that's like so different to me. Like, yes, they both somehow correlate back to the stab films because they exist, but I don't know, like it's just totally different. Like Scream 6 and Scream 2's motive are very similar. It's parents who are upset that their child died. Like, yeah, that's undeniable. I think Scream 6 builds upon it and it's interesting, but I don't know. They're different enough for me. And I'm like I said, I really Scream 5's motive I really like. I really enjoy it. But that's just me. Not everyone was a big fan of it. Trust me, I remember when it came out. It was a whole shitstorm for some people. Bobby is saying, Jake, what's your opinion on Hatchet? Also, I haven't seen The Fly. Should I get it? I know it's a classic. The Hatchet movies, I watched the first one. I just wasn't doing anything for me. I need to rewatch it though. I really didn't give it much of a chance. I don't think it has a very good opening. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it has a very good first 30 minutes. So I kind of just wasn't like super invested in it, but I want to try it again at some point. Some people have said some of the sequels are pretty fun too. So I want to try it again. I feel like I don't really I don't have like as informed of an opinion on that franchise as I do with like Scream, Halloween, some of the other franchises that I talk about a lot. But this is one I need to actually just go through and give it a better chance than what I did the first time. I just remember not being super invested in the first 30 minutes. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't care about any of these characters. A lot of weird shit's going on. I don't even really remember it that well. So I want to try it again for sure. But The Fly, specifically the David Cronenberg remake, is like one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I think maybe my favorite. So I recommend it. Go check it out. It is very good. The original is interesting, but very cheesy. So I don't know. Would I recommend it? Yeah, it's fun. I like it for what it is. But I also really, I don't know, that remake though, 10 out of 10, best horror movie ever made in my opinion. Really good. Really good stuff. Okay, this is interesting. Sam really likes Quarantine. Okay, hit me with this. Being able to watch the actual emotions on the characters' faces and understand what they are saying made the difference for me. So something I do when I'm watching a movie that's in a different language that I don't understand is I listen to the vocal performance too. Like with what they're saying. Like, yes, it's something I can't understand, but I listen to the way that they say it and then apply it to the thing I'm reading Like when I watch a movie like Wreck or like #Alive, or I don't know why that's the first movie that came to mind. Train to Busan, same thing. Like I try to listen to like the way that they deliver it mixed with the thing that I'm reading on screen, which yes is a different way to watch a movie versus something in English, but I don't know. For me, I found a way to make that work. But I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, Sam. What I will say though is, I don't know, give foreign horror a better shot is what I will say, because trust me, I was a couple years ago, I was like, man, it's got subtitles. I don't know if I'm all about that, but I gave more and more of them a shot, and I was just like, damn, okay, some of these are really fucking good. There's a lot of good foreign horror movies, it's like, and they just don't get a lot of press, for whatever reason here in the United States, unless it's something like, Train to Busan, that was like that was like a phenomena or whatever. So give some of these movies more of a shot though, and try. I don't know. That's something that someone told me that once. It's like, listen to the way that they say the line, and then try to apply that to the subtitle, and that might help. I was like, oh wow, that's really interesting. So that made movies in a foreign language a little more like more doable for me personally. But I see where you're coming from. I think some people will see something like this and be like, oh well, you can't understand. No, like I get it. Trust me, but I do vibe with it. I do vibe with it. Quarantine's not bad. It's a shot for shot remake. Like I'm not. It's not like, oh man, the plot sucks or something. No, it's the same plot as Wreck pretty much. I think there's like a few things that are different from what I remember, but yeah, they're pretty much the same movie. Hollywood Guy is saying, KillJoy, hello Hollywood Guy, how you doing? Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. What Lies Beneath is here too, saying, Jake, what's a horror movie everyone liked or loves, but you can't stand for whatever reason? I'm not crazy about Critters. Hot take. I just don't. I tried that first one out. I've tried watching it twice and I can't get into it. It just fails to hold my attention for whatever reason. I'm trying to think what else. Critters is the most recently that I watched that was like, man, that just was not good. Just was not a fan of that personally. I'm going to be honest. I'm such a sucker for horror. Like I'm such a sucker for horror movies. Like most of them I do like I really do like. I like the majority of them that I watch. Take that how you will. But yeah, for whatever reason, man, it fucks. Craven, something scary is out there. What's up, dog? How you doing? Steven, if you want to hop on stream, dog, you're welcome. You're always welcome. I'll send you the fucking link right now. I'll make it happen. Come on in if you got the time. If you got to stream later, though, it's all good. Don't worry about it. But you're welcome. You're welcome if you want it. Come on. Jake Craven is here. I know. I'm so excited. Me and Steven don't get to talk that much, man. So, I'm like, shit. Be cool. Be cool if he could come on. He's like, dude, he's probably thinking to himself right now. He's like, I got shit to do, man. I can't do this. I just want to stop in and say, hey. I'm like guilting him into coming on now. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, send me. Oh shit, here we go. Send me that link. Let's make it happen. Let's get this stew train rolling. all my stew people in the chat right now are like, yes, finally, a guy who can talk some sense. I'm sending it to him right now though. Let's talk. Let's make this happen. Oh. I'm going to title the email Stew Train member meeting. There you go. All right. Anyways, let's get back to this. What else is going on? Hell yeah. Craven, come on in, buddy. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Blucka's saying, as time goes on, I get less and less interested in Halloween. Like the movies? Was that what you're saying? I really like that. That first Halloween kind of grew on me, oddly enough. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay, this is fun, but I don't know if, man, people like hold this up as a classic. I kind of thought that was odd the first time I watched it, but the more I watch it, man, the more I get sucked into it. I think for me, the thing that's the biggest draw about Halloween is like the atmosphere. Like I feel like there's no other movie that has that same just creepy and spooky Halloween atmosphere about it. It's one that I love to put on this time of year just to fall into that universe, to fall into that vibe, That's my biggest thing about it. I mean, honestly, the kills aren't really much to write home about in Halloween. I will say that, but I think for what it is, it's an effective, fun movie, man. I really enjoy it. It's one that I put on a lot lately for just for the music, for the vibes, for the look of it. Something about it, man. Just, ooh, it hits. It does hit for whatever reason. What else is going on out there? Mad Blood. What's up, Mad Blood? How's it going? I love that name. Saying what's up, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's the end of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Very fun stuff. I love that. Welcome in, Mad Blood. Ooh is saying if Stu comes back, he should still have the TV on his head and be able to control electricity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just had someone pop into the back room here to talk a little bit about Stu possibly coming back and having a TV on his head, controlling electricity like he's fucking Magneto or some shit. Craven Something Scary, what's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure because I forgot to plug my microphone in until like right before you brought me on. Like,
right in the nick of time, man. Good.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, dude. We don't get to do this too often anymore, you know?
I'm telling you, man. I miss it, dude. Seriously.
Hell yeah, man.
It's so like, oh yeah, man. It just worked out that I have a little bit of a time window open, and I'm like, I got to jump in. That's why I jumped on the stream. I'm like, I got to jump in and see what's going on. And here we are, dude. The strike is over.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Do you think we're gonna get some Scream 7 news soon?
I do. I think all the powers that be are frantically working behind the scenes to get actors signed and contracts negotiated and locations. Well, I think the locations might already have been secured, but I really do. I think it was a good chance we're going back to Montreal, but we'll see. But yeah, man, I think so. I really do. I think over the next 6 weeks, I think we're going to know if Nev. Nev's coming back. Just a secret I'm going to share with you, but she's coming back. Don't worry. We'll get the announcement of these guys, the core four, all that stuff, and then I think so, man. I think by the end of the year, maybe mid-December. Well, that's only a month away. Maybe by the end of December, we'll get the announcement that filming begins in March of next year.
Yeah, I think it was a viewer Anon who said something today about it like starting like early spring or something. So it's like, oh, that's okay. That's exciting. That's a bit of an update.
Yeah, man. And think about it. If you begin filming in March, that movie, you have 4 months for post-production. You do 2 months of filming. That movie can still come out next year. I think it's still happening, man. I think, October may be aggressive, but I think November, December is doable.
Yeah, and there's a lot of rumor with it being a holiday movie too, and potentially taking place in like New York during the snow. Like that, that could work. That would make sense. I could get into it personally. The first Scream was released in what was it, like December 20th of its respective year. So, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be fun.
And Scream 2 was released December 12th.
Oh, okay, shit.
97. So, there's 2 December releases, and they both. And back then they did 160, which now would be way more, a lot more money now in comparison. So, yeah, man, I think the Presidents is there for December. And, dude, the rumor is it's a Christmas setting. It's not a Christmas movie like It's a Wonderful Knife, but it's a Christmas setting. And if that's the case, it's perfect timing. Let's do it. So I'm staying optimistic. I think Christopher Lennon has already torn that script up from page to page, from end to beginning, and he's got his comments. He's making his changes, and we're gonna roll, bro. I am so ready.
Yeah, I'm hyped, man. I think it's gonna be fun. Do you think that Stu's gonna come back with a TV on his head and be able to control electricity?
That's interesting because much like Wes Craven's Horace Pinker and Shocker, he could control stuff without even being in the television. So the real question is, can Stu Macher manipulate electricity in a room by thinking it? That's a possibility. But, is Stu coming back? I think, look, man.
I couldn't believe you were really rolling with that for a second. Sorry, I can't get over that.
I'm inspired by Horace, man, from Shocker. What can I say? Yeah. No. I think there's a real decent chance, man. With Nev coming back, I know it's not official. It's coming. Trust me. and the announcement will be made. And that, to me, and I think you even asked me this in the Lethal Collective, and I never got around to answering the question Monday when you asked it, or whenever we met last. And so I think it does improve the odds that Stu comes back with Nev in the movie. And yeah, man, I think, look, I'll say it like this. It's as good of a chance of him coming back now as it's ever been. That's how I look at it.
I mean, you know my thoughts on Stu and all that, but what I will say is like him coming back, is it a possibility? Yes, like it totally is, because it would bring people to the theater. it would make money in the theaters. I mean, it would make money, bring people to the theaters, and the studios would fucking love that because they love money. So, yeah, like I'm not out here saying, oh, it's not gonna happen. I just don't think it should. That's my opinion. That's all good though. But yeah, I mean, him, like Stu versus Sydney, I could see that being a storyline though. Like that's something that the studio, I feel like, would entertain, and maybe why they had a different choice in director and stuff. That's I'm sure that's probably what your theory right now.
Certainly be. All I know is when I talked to Christopher Landon backstage on StreamYard when we were offline, and I said, look, man, I know you can't answer this. I'm not even looking for an answer for this. I said, but if there's a way you could bring Stu Macher back in Scream 7, I see you make a lot of people happy, including the conductor of the Stu train, myself right here. And he laughed. And then he went on to reveal that he's real good friends with Matthew Lillard, and that they just did a charity event a month prior to that together. And so, look, man, it doesn't hurt to have a relationship with, to have friendship with somebody that already gives you a different dynamic than not knowing someone. So who knows, Jake? I'm just saying, dude, anything's possible, man. And I think that, Christopher, I don't think he would hesitate to do it if he felt like it would be done right. He could do it the right way. Yeah.
I think the most fun part about moving into Scream 7 is the possibilities really are endless. Like I have no idea what to expect from this next movie, down to the point where I even made a whole video today talking about like, will Sydney be the focus? Like that's totally possible. Or will it be the core four again? Like both are viable options right now. And I think that's so interesting with the way that they were able to write 5 and 6, having definite endings, and then just being able to do whatever you want for the next movie. Like I think the problem with the new Halloween franchise, for instance, is like they kind of roped themselves into this like big overall story that just feels like something they didn't want to tell by the time they got to the third one. So I'm glad they just decided to be like, here's a story, here's another one, and here's whatever the third one's going to be. I like that. You can't, like Halloween Ends, I judge it big time because it doesn't really continue the story from the previous 2 movies. But 7 can kind of just do whatever the fuck it wants in Scream. And I love that. I think that's great.
It's wide open. And we're going to have so much fun over the next year, with 12 to 16 months, whatever it ends up being, Jake, because there's going to be so many scenarios we're going to run through and theories and possible lanes that Christopher could drive down, like you just said. And not to mention, man, when we start getting cast announcements, oh gosh, dude, Jessica Roth, if Jessica Roth is signed, is she the opening kill? Is she Ghostface? Is she going to be a cast member? Like, where's she going to be? Or whoever, the new names we start seeing signed. Yeah. That's going to be great. I put a poll up just the other day about who would you like to see as an opening kill? Jessica Roth, Justin Long, Mia Goth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. It was like an all-star force, 4 all-stars. And I think last time I looked, it was Mia Goth, I think, had the lead, which makes sense, for the opening kill.
Yeah.
But literally anything can happen. And I'm all about Mark Kincaid, man. I did a video a couple days ago on Kincaid. I gave like 4 scenarios how he could return. And I think he's coming back, dude. I think him and Sydney are both in this movie.
Well, my video today was all about, we keep talking about our videos. I don't even care. Shameless plug. Watch all of these videos we're talking about.
Absolutely.
But we on Twitter and stuff, people have been saying like, "Oh, we're getting an announcement soon about someone, coming back and shit." That's been something going around. Come on, it's Sydney, of course it is. But with that, like, I just feel like this has been set up since Scream 5 to tell this story. Like the whole thing about like her family and all that. We like if Scream 5 is like Dewey's movie, focusing on him like being this retired cop who's living in a trailer park now, and then what ends up happening to him. Scream 6 is all about Gail Weathers in New York City, kind of, and then 7 could be all about like Sidney Prescott, like with her family. These are things that have been set up since 5. It would be a cool way to flesh out a trilogy, kind of in a weird way, focusing on each character in each movie. That was a point I brought up in today's video, and I just thought that would be a really interesting new idea for like for a trilogy in this franchise. I love it. I'm all about it. I'm totally down for it. And we don't have to tell a core 4 story this next time. Like that's the thing. We're not tethered to anything with Scream. We can really do whatever we want, and that's the best way to approach a horror franchise, I think.
Yes. Well, also, I think I'm also excited because I think Christopher, if the core 4 is involved, he's not going to be afraid to kill somebody to eliminate some of these people. Whereas, it's like, I think Radio Silence, it was their darlings. And I think that Christopher's going to come in and be like, okay, like he said, there will be blood. There will be blood. I think that there's going to be a high body count. And I think we lose, I think we lose 2 of the 4 if they come back. I think we lose 2 of them.
I'm fine with that. Listen, I really do love all of these characters, but like to me, it's like you can't have 9 people that aren't Ghostface in a Scream movie. You know what I mean? Like how is that going to work? It doesn't make any sense.
It's not. I mean, think about this. In Scream 6, we had the most Ghostfaces ever in a Scream movie, and we had the most survivors of any Scream movie. Jake, that math doesn't add up. There's something wrong there, buddy.
100%, man. And like, I don't know. Danny staying alive, the entire core 4. It's just like, what? Like,
no,
I couldn't believe it, man. By the time we got to the end, I really love a lot of that movie, but I just feel like it lost its brutal edge by the time you got to the back half.
It did. And the brutal edge that it did try to gain back, a la Chad, it robbed you of that because he lived. It's like, really?
Dude, and all you had to do there is just make that kill Danny. And then it's like this epic final kill from Ghostface before they get revealed, All you had to, like, a simple change like that. Maybe Chad gets stabbed in the stomach once, and then like he's out for the third act. That's all you had to do. You still get the awesome kill. You can have your cake and eat it too, whatever, but then it's not this ridiculous reveal at the end of the film. It doesn't bug me that much because they did it with Dewey and like Scream 2 and pretty much every movie that Dewey's in, he's a pincushion. But, it's still just like...
But look, 1 or 2 stab wounds to 17. Jay, come... It's a little different, dude. Just a little.
I mean, I don't know. Like, man, Dewey should have died many times before 5, though. Like, that's my thing. I do agree. It's ridiculous in Scream 6. It's like, dude, this man gets every organ in his body stabbed, and he lives. He's a machine. But...
He was stabbed 9 times in the first 4 movies. Chad was stabbed 24 times in the course of 1 year. I'm just saying, bro. Come on.
He's superhuman, man.
Superhuman, I swear. TC, Terminator Chad, man.
Terminator Chad. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm expecting a high body count for this movie if they're gonna bring a bunch of people back. But do you have any like particular ideas of like who you think is going to die or not?
Well, I do think, I think Mindy, finally, I thought she was going to be toast in 6, but I was wrong. I think Mindy finally dies, and I would not be surprised if Tara dies as well in this one. But we'll see on that one. I think Mindy does die. I think Kirby, which we haven't even talked about Kirby yet.
Yeah.
Is she even going to come back or not? What our thoughts are on that. But I think Gail is finally 50-50, dying or not. I don't know. I just don't want Gail to be what she was in 6. She was just it was a cameo. It really was. She had one great scene in the apartment. That was really good. But other than that, she took him to the shrine. We've talked about it. That could have been anybody. It could have been Kirby that did that. It didn't have to be. It's almost like, hey, Gail, we'll throw you a bone. You do this, you do that. But I would not be surprised if Gail finally dies. It's Scream 7, and so
Yeah.
I think that could happen. I think Kirby could die if she's back too. I don't know if there's any loyalty to that character at all anymore either. So I'm going to say that as far as legacy goes, and I hate to say this, I think Dempsey is a good chance he doesn't survive in this movie if he's back too. I could see him dying for sure.
I would be into that because like I respect, Sydney is supposed to represent like overcoming trauma and all that, but like, man, you can't just give me a Scream 7 that's not dark at all,
No,
I think there's a certain aspect to Scream 5 and 6 that I just feel like if they lose in Scream 7, it's going to feel off at this point. We go back and you watch like Screams like 2 and 3 especially. Like they're just not very dark movies. They are very fun movies. I enjoy them. But they don't have that same edge that like the first movie or like 4, 5, and 6 have. And I think 7 needs to carry that out as well. We can't get like a scary movie Scream that's like too goofy.
Oh,
we got to have that. We got to have that dark edge to it. So if someone's got to die. We got to have an emotional kill. We can't just bring them back at the end of the movie every single time, or that's gonna suck.
Absolutely. I mean, and it would not hurt my feelings if like everybody in the core 4 dies, except maybe they won't kill all 4 of them. But and the other idea is, does Sam turn to Ghostface or not? If Radio Silence was back, I would say absolutely not. There's no way in a million years they'll do that. But honestly, right now, I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, Christopher is a wild card for us because we have no idea what he's thinking. And he may look at these characters and be like, nah, she's going to be Ghostface. All the other 3 are going to die. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do, man. Which makes this fun because it's all on the table.
He likes having a tight knit group of characters though. Like I look at like Happy Death Day, for instance. Like both of those movies utilize like a same central group of characters. So he likes that element of Scream. He probably does want to keep some people alive, but I just hope he does end up killing a couple of characters that have been like mainstays who have lived through some shit now. But I respect it because it's like that's something that Scream is known for. Like we build up characters, we keep them around for a little while, and that's fun. I enjoy that. But you can't do that with everybody. You especially can't do that with like 8 or 9 characters like how they are now.
No. Cut it in half. I mean, I think it was a huge mistake in 6. Leaving the next person to take over with all these people alive. You didn't, it puts them in a tough spot because, if they hire another, because you got to hire at least 6, 7 more people to be Ghostface killers and suspects, right? So you're going to have to hire another 7, 8 people, and then probably 2 of those will be the killers, and but people must die, man. When it comes around to Scream at the end of that movie, I mean, if it's just Sydney and Gail and Sam, I'm okay. Just everybody else gone.
I'm fine with that too. Like I really think that honestly, those are the 3 strongest characters, if I'm being honest. I'm so fine with that too, because like I don't think we need all these characters now to tell the story that we're talking about. Like Sydney and her family and all that. Yeah. Maybe both of the Carpenter sisters, but besides that, I really don't see pushing that envelope any further. Like some of these characters were very useful in Scream 5 and Scream 6, but now it's like, what are they going to do besides just tag along? Like I have that question now. Gail especially makes sense to be in 7. Maybe Sam comes in to help because she feels like she kind of owes Sydney something after Scream 5. I could see that happening. Like that makes a lot of sense to me, but I just don't want any characters, legacy characters or new characters alike, to feel like they're just kind of there to, put butts in seats at the theater. Like I want them to serve a purpose in the story. And if you can't find that, don't have them in the movie. And that's okay. Like that's perfectly okay.
Perfectly okay. Yes. I'd rather, like you say, not be there than to have him there as a token cast member.
Because like, why was Gail in Scream 6, man? You know, like it just makes me sad.
She was unnecessary. Totally.
I know it's tough. But Scott is throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much for the support, Scott. Do really appreciate you, man. Saying so glad to see both you and Steven together on the chat. Hell yes, we love talking to each other. We can't get enough of it. Saying what a great treat. Love you both. I'm here for both of you. I just wish I could meet you both in person. My heart is to be a guest on both of your shows. Oh, Scott.
Oh, that's nice. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
That's so sweet, man. Well, we'll have to make something happen at some point, Scott. But thank you so much for the $10, man. Really do appreciate your support.
Very cool. Thank you, buddy.
Hell yeah. Thank you. But yeah, getting back to it though. Oh, Christopher Landon's directing too, man. I mean, so you like a lot of his movies though?
I love his stuff, man. I really do. I think he's very good at it. And I love that he writes and directs both. And that's the big thing, that a huge advantage that I see over the last two movies, is because he's going to get in there and he's going to affect the script. He's not just going to accept the script. He's going to actually make changes. I think he's going to fix holes. And there were some holes in 6, man. Let's be honest. There were some plot holes that just kill me to this day. I'm like, if he just would have done that or that, it would have fixed everything. So I think that he's going to be the one that's going to catch that stuff. I really do. And so I view him as a free safety in football. He's the guy that's going to make sure you don't score that touchdown in a bad way or fumble. He's going to stop the error from happening on defense. And with that element being involved, and with him saying it's critical for him to have input to the script and story on anything he does, that tells me they've already got an arrangement that he's going to have input. He's going to be able to make changes. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm so excited. Plus, I love his movies. He knows how to do it.
And look at what Christopher did with like the Paranormal Activity franchise, man. I mean, like that could have just been a one-off movie and whatever your opinion is on those films. I just feel like he makes those sequels something so special. Like they world builds, the 2 takes place around 1. Like 1 happens in the middle of 2. Like who does that? That's so interesting, you know?
It is. Smart writing, man. You know, it's and freaky. You know, I really think, I love Happy Death Day, of course. And, you know, he showed he can do that whodunit. But, man, Freaky is so well done. You've got these horrific kills that are just like, moments. But he balances things out nicely. And I'm just excited to see him drive the car, to see what he does. And, man, again, I said this the other day, and this is going to sound weird at first, but let me explain. But this is the most excited I've been for a Scream sequel since Scream 3 was coming out. And the reason I say that is because I didn't know Scream 4 was coming out until it was in theaters. So I didn't have a chance to have a build-up like we have for the other 3, when I could get excited about 3 coming. I didn't get that. I was robbed from that from the the Weinsteins, who wouldn't pay for marketing. So I say that to say I'm more excited for 7 than I was for 5 or 6. 5, I was scared to death. I was afraid because this is Wes's. Dude, I was a very delicate thing. And so I was nervous in going into 5. And then 6, I was more excited then. I felt better. But I was still worried about Melissa and Sam, the character. And I was afraid I was going to see more of that. And it was going to ruin the movie. But it didn't. So I left there feeling relieved, even with the plot points. There were a lot of firsts. I felt they listened to the fans in a lot of ways. And perhaps my channel, encore for, but who knows? But I had to throw that in there. But for Scream 7, Jake, I'm legitimately excited again. Like, I haven't been this excited because I really believe Christopher Landon's going to kill it.
Yeah, you know, I'm definitely less worried than I was moving into Scream 5. Like, I was also just like, oh man, this has got to be good. You know, like I was talking about that movie for a whole 2 years. before it came out, like hyping it up. And I'm like, if this movie sucks, everyone is going to shit on this page so bad. Like, I've been hyping this up, being like, this is going to be so good. I can't wait. I love Radio Silence. And I'm like, if they flub this, I don't know. But I'm definitely going into Scream 7. There's a part of me where I'm like, I think this is going to be good. Christopher Landon, I can trust him. He's made some great movies before in the past.
Right.
I feel like Radio Silence, like, besides Ready or Not, hadn't really made too many movies that reminded me of Scream. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, that's an interesting choice. Like, I feel like after Ready or Not, it makes sense. But prior to 2019, I would not have suggested I would not have suggested Radio Silence as the first people to take over Scream, you know?
That's right. No, it's very true. And, you know, I'm not sure all of the thinking that went into that. Of course, I know it was because they were friends with Guy Busey, who was, wrote on Ready or Not.
Yes.
That was that. So they had an inside connection, I think, that was pulling the studio's ear for Radio Silence. That's how they not the only reason they got the gig, but that was a big door that opened for them to get that job. I wonder what the studio had, or who the studio had outside of them. Like, who else was on their short list? I've never heard. Probably never will, but we might now that they're gone. That may leak at some point. I don't know. But yeah, it was an interesting choice. Ready or Not, thankfully, did give me hope, like you said, because it was good. It's a good movie. Still enjoy it, but Christopher Landon is next level. He's much more experienced. He's done many more films than Radio Silence has done, and he's written tons of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I consider nothing against Radio Silence when I say this, but I do believe this is an upgrade. I just think his career, everything speaks for itself, and so I think we're stepping up in this situation, Jake.
I've just always been very partial to Radio Silence because I just love their story. They were just YouTubers, and then they somehow got on VHS. It's like, that's so cool to me. I love that.
Awesome.
So I remember when they got announced to be on Scream 5, I was just like, that's so cool. Like, good for them. I'm so happy that they have this success now, and they're moving on to, bigger and brighter things. I'm very excited to see their Escape from New York stuff, man. That's going to be really interesting.
Definitely.
I'll be covering it here on this page. I'm excited for it. They're doing that movie with Melissa Barrera too, where it's apparently Dracula's daughter, but it's Melissa Barrera. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. This is going to be fun.
I'm curious. Yeah.
So it's going to be good stuff. But Tristan's throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much, man. And Tristan's also got to say, have Ghostface kill Sydney's whole family.
Wow.
You just hate fun, Tristan, don't you? No.
Wow. I mean, there's dark and then there's dark. I mean, dang, they're still in strollers. I mean, at least make them in college or something.
They're still in strollers. Ugh.
Oh,
that's fucked up.
That's really messed up, bro. That's like a Rob Zombie movie or something.
Art the Clown's probably doing that in Terrifier 3. I don't know if you heard.
Damien Leone. There you go. If he was directing this movie, oh gosh, I could not picture him doing a Scream movie, dude.
Oh my god, dude, the fans would riot. I think I genuinely think the fans would riot if he was doing. I would love it, but I think I'd be alone in that. I'd be alone in that boat.
Buddy.
Tristan, thanks for the $5, man. And hey, maybe someday Damien Leone will do Ghostface, and you'll get exactly this, because this is what he would probably write. I'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. And he would go into great visual detail of those eliminations.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trust me.
We all learned that the hard way after Terrifier 2.
I watched that movie, dude.
What did you think?
Against my better judgment, I watched that movie. Welcome to the Clown Cafe. I'm like, what's happening? And then, dude, yeah, it was rough, bro. I mean, the bedroom scene is now infamous, I think. Everyone knows. I just was like, wait, what? Wait, salt?
Bleach and salt? My God.
Popcorn? What are we doing? I just like, this is sick. This is messed up, bro.
I had tears in my eyes laughing during that scene. It was bad. Like I was just the first time I saw that, man. I was sitting next to strangers in the theaters seeing this, and the guy next to me was like elbowing me. He was laughing so hard. Like I don't know this man. Oh my God. He's just going like, dude, oh my God. I'm like, I know, right?
That's awesome.
It was very bizarre, but easily one of the best theater experiences I've ever had with that movie. I don't know. Just so much fun. Felt the sense of community, which was cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But do you have any excitement for Terrifier 3 or like not really?
No, I doubt
not for you.
I doubt I'll watch it, honestly. Yeah. I'll just wait to watch your spoiler review, and I'll be like, okay, I'm good. I got it. I got all the visuals I need in my head. I can picture it, and I mean, who knows? Never say never. I watched 2, but I just don't. I doubt it. Let me just put it that way. I doubt it. But I'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not my thing. I mean, I have no problem with it for those who like it. I just, I'm more story driven, and then violence when it makes sense. I have no problem with it. Obviously I'm a horror guy, but I just, I think you know how I feel. It's just when it starts to go beyond necessary, when it goes to the unnecessary, it's like, okay. I understand it wasn't necessary to behead someone. I don't mean that. I mean the torturous kind
it's
of
like
stuff.
It's egregious, like the bedroom scene doesn't need to last as long as it does. I get what you're saying.
That's the word. Thank you, Jake. Egregious is the perfect word. That's where I drop. For me, I kind of tap out at that point. But
yeah, I got
but
you.
Hey, let me know, man. I'll watch your reviews and
well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the views.
Of course. You know it.
Hell yeah, man. Good shit. So do you got a live stream tonight, Craven?
Dude, I do not. So, whenever we end up here, and I'm actually going to help, but I got to go make a run at the store actually, but before it gets much later. But I don't have a stream tonight, so other than this, impromptu, which is the best kind sometimes, right?
It is. I remember I've gotten the text from you sometimes at like 9:00. You're like, you want to hop on stream? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Let's run it.
That's right. You and I need to do a stream on my channel too, though.
We do, man. Absolutely. It's been too long.
It's been forever, and everybody's busy, and it's just real life stuff. So, but having said that, Jake, we gotta do it, man. We gotta figure it out and make it happen because it's good stuff. And now the strike's over. It's a million directions we could go.
I'm predicting it's going to get nuts here for the next couple of weeks, honestly. Like, I think there's going to be like this calm before the storm, like next week, And then like, I guarantee next Friday, Thanksgiving comes out. It's just going to be an onslaught of horror and movie news in general, just from there on out for the rest of November. I'm telling you, I'm banking on it.
Yeah, me too. Trust me. Real quick question that I'm going to split. Did you see It's a Wonderful Knife yet?
I have not. Dude, there's like no showings near me. Like I got to drive like over an hour in order to go see it.
Oh,
yeah.
It stinks.
I think it's going to be on Shudder soon, but I don't know when.
Okay. Yeah, I suspect it will be too. I don't know how long they're going to do the lead in for theaters. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting to see what the response is. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know over an hour's drive, of course, if you live in the city I'm in, that's actually like a normal drive across town. But I'm not even joking. For a lot of people, though, I used to drive over an hour each way to work every day.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's normal. But I understand for some folks that's very abnormal. It's like, if you're more than 15 minutes, it's like, what are you doing? So I respect that. But if you get a chance to go, if you feel like taking a little trip, grab one of your boys and go make the run, man. And I would say I've seen it twice now. And so Justin Long steals the show. That's all I'm going to say. Steals the show.
So like, here's my thing. Like I don't, maybe this is like, maybe I'm being too judgmental, but whenever I hear mixed reviews about a horror movie, I get excited. I went on a rant earlier about like, I love mixed reviews for a movie. That means it's something special. But right. I'm worried to drive out for a movie with mixed reviews. I drove 2.5 hours to see this movie called The Outwaters, and there's a lot of people that really like it, but it is a guy with a flashlight for an hour and 45 minutes walking around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And I was just not a fan of it at all. I had nothing to say about it. I didn't even I made like a little Patreon review because I'm like, I can't fill 10 minutes talking about this movie. Like, I have nothing to say about it except it's a guy with a flashlight, and all you can see is this much of a screen. I don't know. There's just nothing going on in that movie. I just was not crazy about it. It did nothing for me. I was bored. And I drove 2.5 hours to go see this. I spent like a whole gas tank getting down to see this thing, and I was like, I'm not even doing anything with this now.
That's
you know?
awful. That's terrible.
So I'm trying not to do that anymore. I did one time though. I went to Detroit to see The Black Phone like a month early. That was worth it.
Yeah.
See, it's a gamble with some of these movies sometimes.
You're right, because you may get there and just hate it, or you may love it. It's because it's so subjective. And but I would just say if the mood hits you, go for it. But if you want to wait till Shudder, that's all right too. But I was just curious because that came out today, and then of course next Friday is Thanksgiving, so another whodunit slasher, my friend.
Yeah, we got It's a Wonderful Knife is a whodunit, right?
It kind of
okay.
It's a different kind of. Be careful. It's not a traditional whodunit. I'll say it like that. Whereas like Thanksgiving looks very Scream-like, traditional. You got the guy or whoever it is wearing the pilgrim's costume.
Yeah.
And the girl makes the comment, all the victims, we got to figure out how we're all connected. It's that classic, prom night, terror train setup where you've got the group being killed and someone's in a mask and there'll be a reveal. And that's what I consider a real whodunit slasher. But I will just say this. I'll just say it's non-traditional. I know that doesn't really tell you much, but
no, but I like that. Now I want to see it. Yeah. Now I want to make the drive, Craven.
Oh no! You texted me, dude. No,
I fucking did it. I was like,
let's go. Yeah. So it is a Christmas movie.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah!
It's a Christmas movie. Christmas lights everywhere. Yeah.
That's fun. That's always a good time, man.
Fun.
Craven, thank you so much for coming on, though, man. I really do appreciate it.
Got it, brother. I'm on a split. This was awesome. It was fun. And to everybody in the chat, have a great weekend. Jake, I'll be in touch. I'll shoot you a text. We'll plan something.
Hell yeah, man. We'll be on. Right. We'll make it happen.
Can't wait. Have a great night, man.
You too. We'll talk soon.
All right. See ya.
Peace. That was Craven Something Scary, everybody. So make sure to subscribe to his page, too. He makes some really good content about Scream. Really good stuff over there. Let's check it out. Check it out. My Chunky Jordy is throwing 10 pounds in there. Ooh, feel a little special. Thank you so much, Chunky Jordy. Appreciate you so much. Sorry. Someone was just coming out of me. Saying, what about if Sid's family, they're attacked? She kills Ghostface, but knows it's not the end, so she wants to end it. So kind of like the idea is, like, let's say this is the opening scene. Sid's family gets attacked by Ghostface. Sydney kills this Ghostface. Bam, they're done for. Oh, shit, we got a reveal and everything after the opening. That could be kind of fun. Then Sydney's like, well, there's more to this than just one Ghostface. It's just going to keep happening unless we end this for good. Yes, overall, this idea, I'm into it. I am into the whole idea of Sydney teaming up with the rest of the gang, and being like, we got to fucking stop Ghostface forever. Like, it's become an epidemic almost online. I love that idea. Like, that was kind of in the background of 5 and 6. I think it should be, this sounds really gross, but it should be full frontal in Scream 7. I'm all about that. That would be a lot of fun for sure. So yeah, no, I'm totally into something like that. Full frontal Ghostface is basically what I'm getting down to. I want to see Ghostface naked. No, anyways, I'm kidding. Thank you for the support, my Chunky Jordy. I really appreciate it. And yeah, why not touch on something like that? Why not do something different and ambitious, like what's been going on in the background of 5 and 6 with this like Ghostface Reddit thread of people who want to don the mask and start killing their friends. And maybe some of them want to go after Sydney because it's like she's taboo. No Ghostface has ever been able to kill her. So why not be the one to finally do it? I think that's cool, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But my Chunky Jordy, thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. You're the best, as always. Scott Royston is saying, I feel Christopher Landon has the talent to truly redeem Scream from the damage that radios. Those movies are not that bad. I promise they're not that bad. It's all subjective. If you hate them, I respect it. But I think, I don't know. I think 5 and 6 are at least, like, I think they're at least as good as some of the other sequels, man. I don't know. I really like all those movies. Every single one, honestly, I like every one. Even I have my complaints about every single one too, except the first one. I think the first one's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it. But I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all have problems, in my opinion. Every single one. Some more than others. Like I think 3 has like a ridiculous amount of problems. But 4, you know, like I think the ending just goes on for way too long. I think 5. 5 has a weird start. 5 has a really weird beginning. I don't like the beginning of 5 at all. Like, I think the opening scene not having a kill is really boring. I think Sam's introduction is really boring. I think the majority of the character introductions are boring. But once you get past that, it's a badass movie. The moment Dewey dies, which is horrible, but Dewey dies, that movie picks up. That movie's fucking exciting from the rest of that here on out. But the hospital stuff, we're just hanging out in a hospital. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I think every movie has its issues. Scream 2, I don't like the ending at all. I think the ending is like, we just breeze past the coolest thing about this movie to get to the mom of the previous killer. A lot of them have problems. I don't care. Warts and all, I love all the Scream movies. Don't give a shit. I'm excited to see what 7's all about. You know, the other thing too about Scream is I always feel like the positives outweigh the goods in every movie. Even Scream 3, which I love. I have a lot of issues with Scream 3, but it's so fun and it's so sugar coated that like I always have a good time. I'm never bored watching Scream 3. I remember like a lot of my friends wanted to get into Scream because like they were like, dude, you're like, that's your job. Like you talk about Scream. That's so cool. I want to watch some of these movies. And whenever we get to Scream 3, I always say like, I'm going to be real. This one's a tougher watch, but just trust me. Like just trust me. Get through it. You know, let's just get through this one. It'll be fun. Everyone always points out the house exploding it's always like all of my friends I've shown it to, they always had an issue with that, which is so funny. But everyone kind of has the same thing about Scream 3 that I've shown, at least. They're all like, this is really fun. This is a really fun movie. Like I really enjoyed that. There's a lot of plot holes and things I don't really understand were choices, but I had fun with it. I have not shown Scream 3 to somebody and had them say that was outright awful. I never want to watch that again. Never. I never have. So I don't know. For me, all 6 of the Scream movies, I think they're all fucking just so much fun. I love every single one of them. I could put on, honestly, like I watched all 6 of them again this weekend, and it was a lot of that for for work. I mean, yes, you know, but I do enjoy doing this. I do enjoy watching these movies. It was a very good time. Like every time I go through them too, I catch something new. Like I find a new aspect to them where I'm like, wow, that's really cool. It's really fun. There's an endless amount of fun to be had with the Scream films, and that's why I think so many people do really enjoy them. I will say, you know, for folks out there who really enjoy like horror and, you know, just slasher movies in general, like there is more than just Scream. Anytime I go on Twitter, like I always see people just talking about Scream or Halloween, and I respect it. Listen, great franchises, a lot of fun movies in these franchises, but, you know, not a lot of people talk about Wreck. Not a lot of people talk about these movies. Not a lot of people talk about Phantasm. Not a lot of people talk about, I'm trying to think of what else. Wishmaster. You know, there's a lot of good horror franchises out there that I feel like have this same, like, ability to dig deeper and find, like, interesting themes and so many other aspects to them that are so fun throughout. And we just don't talk about them as much, and that makes me sad. So I don't know. If you like Scream, if you like Halloween, give some of these other franchises a try because they're fantastic too. Like you can sit around and watch Scream movies all day, every day. Trust me, I rewatch them a couple times a year. I get it. But try something else out every now and then. There's some other slasher movies out there that are really good, that are maybe a little more obscure, but deserve some more love. Scream gets a lot of love. Michael Myers gets a lot of love. Give some love to some of these other slasher villains. They deserve it. Some of them do. Not all of them, but some of them do. Oh, man. All right, everybody. I'm probably gonna call this stream kind of early because I got some crazy shit to do tomorrow. But I do have a fun little thing for y'all. Someone tonight is taking home a digital copy of the movie Talk to Me from earlier this year. So if you want it, go to Lionsgate.com right now. Lionsgate.com/redeem. Give you a second to get there. And then I will get into this fucking shit. I'm gonna type it in the comments. So everyone's getting something. Everyone's getting some kind of fun stuff. So I'm gonna type this in. I'm gonna keep doing this, by the way, as much as I keep getting movies, keep buying them. People, I'm gonna keep giving away codes. So keep watching these streams, and you might get yourself a free digital copied. I keep saying that, digital copy of something. So there we go. Typing is really hard for me when I talk, so this might take a second, but we're gonna get there one way or the other. I really do appreciate everyone for hanging out with me tonight, by the way. It has been a crazy stream, but a fun one nonetheless. Okay, yeah. I can't tell if that's a 0 or not. This last little numeral, it might be a 0, it might be an O, I'm not sure. But all right, everyone. Are we at lionsgate.com/redeem? I don't know if you are or not, all the 37 of you, but here you go. There's the code. Just put it out in the chat. It is, just so you know, CUYELL76L ZE1V4W0. And I think I put that correctly. V4W0 ZE1. Yes. So there you go. Talk to me. Go get yourself some Talk to Me if you want that movie. Bam! So you get to win shit. How fun is that? How fun is that to win shit on stream? Real Insight is throwing $10 out there. Thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate you. Saying thanks for being an inspiration to start my own channel. Hell yeah, dude. A shout out and some support would be clutch. Movie reviews and news. Gail will be our first death in Scream 7, by the way. Hell yeah, dude. Well, shit. Real Insight. I like it. I like your profile picture too. Real Cinema Lemons. Because that's what true evil is. Every villain is lemons. I just really like that. I don't know if that was like your original name or something, but I dig it. Real Insight is doing movie reviews and news. Go check him out. Give him a subscription. Hit that fun little red button. Keep clicking it. Just do that to this person right here. I don't know if that's what you wanted me to say, but I don't know. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate you, and good luck with the YouTubing. Here's what I'll say. I've been doing this shit for 4 years, and it has been the most fun time of my life, but it has also been really fucking tough. You just got to keep rolling with the punches, keep making it happen if you want to make it happen. Like, you're going to be 4 years down the line, and you're going to say to yourself, wow, I've made it a little far, but I'm not necessarily 100% where I want to be. That's just going to be how it is. It's going to take you a long time to make it happen, but if you want to make it happen, you got to do it. You got to keep doing it, and you're going to keep doing it after that. So just keep rolling it, keep rolling with it. Roll with the punches, make some good content. Thanks for the $10, man. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you. And once again, good luck with the channel. I'm gonna go for a couple more minutes. Jake's feeling good. Scott Royston is saying, Jake, I thought I was the only one. There are no showings near me either. I got to drive about half an hour or an hour and a half. Yeah, dude, I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm in the same boat right now, which makes me sad. I want to go see this movie very badly. It's a Wonderful Knife, but not a whole lot of showings. I checked some screenings today, and it was just like, oh, I got to drive an hour to see this shit. And you know what sucks is, like, I totally would. I got to get some videos done, you know? And unfortunately, just the review videos don't do as well on this page as they used to. So it just makes me sad. So at some point I'm going to see it. At some point I will do a video, but unfortunately it's going to be when it releases on Shudder, most likely. But soon. I want to redeem my face back from your goddamn shelf. The disrespect. Damn. Jeez, bro. Brutal. Where the fuck is my... I don't even know where I put that mask, man. Oh, it's over there. Yeah, I moved that shelf that used to be in the corner. I moved it over here now, so you can't really see it. It's my nightstand now. I have a 3-layered nightstand, so I can put a bunch of shit on it. It's awesome. I definitely don't keep my weed there. Anyways, Scott is saying, when will it stream on Shudder? Most likely soon. I haven't actually checked Shudder at all, if it's on there or not. It'll probably come out after its theatrical release is my guess, but maybe, you never know. I hope soon, though. I really hope it's on there soon. Hunter saying, I think killing Dewey was a mistake. That's really tough to me. I think killing a legacy character was a very bold move, and I think I respect him. I respect Radio Silence and the writers for that. I I don't know. I mean, I do feel like it could have been like Gale in that role who died. But I think for me, I was so like going into Scream 5, I was just thinking to myself after rewatching the first 4, I was like, man, like the main characters are so safe. There's no suspense. Like there's just no anytime I see Dewey on screen, I know he's just going to get stabbed and come back at the end of the movie. I just didn't feel any suspense when they would, after Scream 2 in particular, like going through my rewatch, I was just like, man, nothing about this is suspenseful when these characters are on screen. I feel like they're just going to live. Killing Dewey really, really set some motion for suspense moving with the rest of the franchise. Like I criticize the Gale scene now, but I'm a little too harsh on it. Rewatching it again, it's fucking suspenseful. It's fucking awesome in Scream 6 when she's getting chased through her apartment. And it's suspenseful because it's like they killed Dewey in the last one. They might kill Gale here. Oh shit. Damn. I see why people might think it was a mistake. Dewey's a great character. We love him. But for me, it's like, look at Gale in Scream 6. What would Dewey and Gale have done in Scream 6? Like, I just don't know if it would have just been a repeat of something from the past, I feel. And I just don't think it wouldn't have been the same. So that's my thoughts on it. I know we all want to see happy-go-lucky Dewey and Gale sharing scenes together again, but sometimes, characters got to die. It's a slasher movie. We gotta kill some characters. We gotta build up some new ones too. And unfortunately, with some of these new characters, we're refusing to build them up. Like Mindy, why are we not doing anything with Mindy? We just decided, hey, we're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want with Mindy. We're just gonna repeat her same arc. She's not gonna go through anything. She's just gonna pretend to be right all the time and still be wrong. I don't know. Give Mindy a character arc, for the love of God. Something. Give me something. King Mask is saying Sam will be the killer Ghostface. She will be Ghostface again in the next one. I'd be into that. I would be totally into it. I have said a couple of times though that I feel like Radio Silence is trying to get away from that. They set it up in 5 because that's like her character introduction. She's she's supposed to be Billy Loomis's descendant and all that. She's got the bloodlust in her or whatever. I don't know. I mean, for me, it really didn't move the needle for me all that much. But I thought it was interesting that Sam like has this bloodlust. Like that to me is cool. Her being a descendant of Billy Loomis, whatever. But the bloodlust thing is cool. It's interesting. And I would be down for her to be a Ghostface. But it does feel like they're trying to get away from that. The more I watch 5 and 6, the more I feel like they're trying to slowly pull away from that and make her the good guy. But I don't know. For me, it's like, I want to see something crazy. How many views does it say? Please ask everything I've been on says 187. How many views? How many views does this stream have? I have no idea. These streams usually don't get like a crazy amount of views, but I'm very thankful for all the views I do get. So I don't know. I'm not 100%. Real Insight is saying thank you for those inspirational words. Of course, my friend. Of course. And if I can leave you with one other thing, and I promise I'll get off my fucking soapbox. Continuous improvement is truly the biggest way that you can make your channel something special on YouTube. If you show growth. I like over my break, I looked at my channel and I said to myself, what's wrong with this? Like, how can I make this better? I am vastly improving my Patreon and my channel rewards this month. That's going to be a big goal. I already have some of them out for Jason and Freddie tier patrons. You guys can watch a review of When Evil Lurks. I also revamped my merch store too, because I was just looking at that and I'm like, this is fucking boring. We got to do something else with this. So constantly find ways to improve upon what you're already doing. Like you might be like really digging something you're making. And it's like, oh, okay, this is fun. Make it better. Keep making it better. Never be happy with the product, which sounds like a mental prison, but I promise it's really fun. I see this as more of like a game of strategy than more than anything. And I think that's why I like YouTube so much, is because like I love strategy games. Those are my fucking favorite. I like Catan, Settlers of Catan. Have you guys ever played that? So like my favorite board game ever. I fucking love it. I just love strategy. And that's like what YouTube is to me. It's a strategy game. It's like, how can I get my video out to as many people as possible? What can I do to get more people to watch? It's like, oh, that's so much fun. I love it. I watched a video from like a year ago and I'm like, this sucks compared to what I'm doing now. That's how you should feel though. That's how you should feel about your content. You should look at something you made a year ago and say, this sucks. And that's a good thing. Don't look at that as a bad thing. If you are looking at content you made and you said that this sucks from a year later, that's fucking fantastic. That means you are doing something right. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Let's get back to it. Hunter wants a shout out. Everyone, look at Hunter. Look at this guy. Look at this fella with a big old H in his profile picture. We love him. Shout out to you, Hunter Graham. There you go. I got you, dog. Jake smoked some weed and had a realization. I always have an epiphany. Come on. I cannot stress enough how happy I am that weed is legal in Ohio. My God, I've been fighting for that shit for a long time, but it passed. We're running this shit December 7th, I think, or whatever. We're going to start seeing some, we're going to start seeing some shit, moving up. I don't know. We're going to see some dispensaries open up. It's great. I love it. Very happy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, getting tired. Going to get some rest. And I'll have a fun little video out tomorrow. I'm either going to make a video on Terrifier 3 theory that I have. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I want to talk about that crazy shit that's going on Twitter right now with Terrifier. We have some people who are just saying some crazy shit about the teaser trailer. And I'm like, I got to do a video on that. It's too crazy not to talk about. I'm going to talk about that this weekend, as well as at some point, maybe in the week. I don't know. I also want to talk about this update with Scream 7, where we have some information about when the movie's going to be filmed and how that could affect what's going to go on in the actual events of the film. Maybe a change of location. I have some theories that we'll talk about soon. But for now, thanks for hanging out in the live streams. I can't believe we kept pretty much a consistent 40 people for almost 3 hours. That's insane. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for everyone who hung out on the streams. I'll be live again, most likely on Monday. I don't know, maybe tomorrow if I got some time. No promises. Love all you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. So glad to be back from break. Can't wait to make some fun content for you guys. Peace out, y'all. Don't forget to kill it out there.